Hey all, hope your day's going good, and welcome to the start of my playthrough of Kynseed. This is developed by Pixel Count Studios, which is a small studio formed by some ex-Lionhead developers who were most popular for making the Fable series, and that really comes across in the game. The music's already sounding quite Fable-ish. It's also built on the same principles. A big lean-in is growing and generational age and that kind of thing, and living life in a fantasy setting. Now, I played this game. I played the prototype for this game when it wasn't the very first prototype release, but it was still in the prototype phase about 5 years ago on my main channel, back when I was uploading games on my main channel. And back then it was really clunky. It was basically just to show you a general idea of what they were going for, general idea of the world, but a lot of the menus and the way you used them and the mechanics were still in the foundational stages. And I played a couple of the builds after that, and then for a while I really didn't touch it at all. Even when I bought the full game about a year ago, I didn't play it much. And since even then, they're constantly updating it and adding things. And there's been lots and lots of updates. And I was playing it recently, hopped on for the first time in forever, and it's massively different. It's hugely improved. And it's become a really good, strong, enjoyable game from that prototype that I first played about 5 years ago. I believe the full release was sometime in the end of 2022. And then since then it's in basically the stage of here's what we're happy with and here's kind of what it's going to look like forever. But they are constantly updating it. I think I noted a really helpful update between plays just last week. I can't remember what about, but it was great. So we're going to start a new game here. I do have a game currently underway. I don't know if this will erase it. Oh, his hair looks like mine now as well, with the two flicks at the front. That's kind of funny. You have a really pale guy. I'm not that pale. Let's go with that. Oh, name entry. Well, it'd be Gavin, wouldn't it? Quite simply. Let's begin. Let's drop in. There is an intro this time round. There's an actual explanation for your character. So here we go.
There was an old woman who lived in a shoe. She had so many kids, she didn't know what to do. Then one day, a man without wife or child came to the house with manna so mild. The man looked at the children, each a fair twin. "I am your uncle," he exclaimed with a grin. He took them away to live in the Vale, in the land of Quill, the place of our tale. Then they slept, safe, warm and dry, under the watchful stars in the sky.
Now you can probably tell just by that intro, the design and sort of the lore is very much built in fairy tales and sort of English folklore and stuff. So there'll be lots of references to fairies and fairy tales and that kind of thing, which is really cool. Pot says, "Wake up!" So we can move. It's detected my controller. Very nice. And yeah, the character design has been massively revamped from what it used to be. So let's head over. This is the intro, by the way, is quite similar to some of the prototypes I played. Oh, I don't remember this. I've been hammering it, so it might just be really far down the lane. Hello there, dreaming one. Name is Pot. Let's have some fun. I was given a special task Some intriguing questions must be asked. Step through the door with a brave face. Enter the very special place. I will meet you and give some choices, so listen to your inner voices. Go now, child, and don't be glum. Visit the woods of what's to come. Then when you wake and we must part, the truth be known inside your heart. So before I properly get into it, I just want to say this game is, from what I've seen, quite slow moving. It's a sim, it's about living in this world and getting your friendship points up. It's quite similar to Stardew Valley in that respect, so you pour a lot of hours into it, you build businesses and shops and stuff, so it's very easygoing. It's not this huge story-based, RP, like role-playing game like God of War or Skyrim or something, so I do recommend this series mainly for people who are just looking for something to chill out to long form. I'm going to try and record the sessions of this for much longer than I would usually record a game session, at least like a couple of hours. And I'm hoping that it's the kind of game that we can just play at any point for a long period of time and really chill out to, not take the mechanics and having to, pay attention and stuff too seriously. Might be parts where, my commentary lulls quite a bit because there's not a lot to talk about. Just something really relaxing. So hopefully it's kind of that game series. So it's going to be kind of less about me and more about just enjoying the atmosphere. So, yeah. If that makes any sense, it's just there's a lot of reading and a lot of walking from place to place. So that's why I kind of wanted it to be more chill and relaxing, some things you might put on in the background. So hopefully it becomes that kind of thing. I hope you all enjoy it anyway. I've been really enjoying playing the game. Now let us start this audition. Tell me, child, your life's ambition. So we have these things here. We can run a bit. You can do all this stuff, but this will just help you in the main thing that you want to do. A follow fate, I guess, is just go with the whim, right? So run a business, raise a family, adventure, or follow fate. I do like to adventure. And I really like the combat in this game. It's a little later on, we may not see it in this session because the opening stage is a bit long. That's a couple of hours in of itself. But when you get to the combat later on, it's very interesting. It's very unique. I look forward to showing it off. Excitement tickles your fancy, I see. Now what kind of adventurer will you be? So this is cool. You can now get different things like that. Accuracy, intelligence, nature lover. So that's like your health bar maybe, virility. And treasure hunter +2. I want that treasure, yo. A legacy you hope to grow, but remembered for, I must know. My generosity, my skills, things I created, deeds I did. Ooh, interesting. I guess deeds I did? I'm not sure what the pendants do at this stage. I've not really done any jewelry making myself. I've done weaponsmithing, but some of the stuff you need items for that are kind of later game. Questions done now. Very good. I can see why Fairweather likes your blood. He gives this gift, so hold it tight and wait for his call one misty night. Yeah, the game also, it doesn't take itself too seriously. There's a lot of, like, silly humor, kind of like Fable, but actually leans into it a lot more, because Fable got very dark in parts. This is, so far, pretty much all, very kind and cute. Ooh, a present. A mysterious gift. A glass lens. There you are. It is interesting that in the opening it shows you both as red-haired children, but then you can change that. That's a bit strange. Come on over here. So I had a real issue with the HUD and using it in the prototype, but it's become very streamlined and easy to use. So when we get some items, I'll actually kind of explain it and how easy it is. So what you want to do with people is hold A, and then select the thing and release. I think that was the case with the prototype, but switching items has become better. That's one way to get out of doing any work. Why didn't I think of that? Weird dreams, huh? You should hear about the one I had last night. But not now. We're supposed to be doing our chores, remember? And don't pretend you lost your journal, lazy bones, because I have it right here. There's our journal. So we need to pick a dandelion and feed the pig. I think the soundtrack to this game is really good too. I might like it more than Fable, actually. I keep getting it stuck in my head while I'm at work. So you noticed the job I added her? Well, it is your turn. It's right there on the calendar. I check mine every day to make sure I don't forget things. And maybe when you have time, you can work on that map you're always going on about. Thought you might like it with you. So the map as well is interesting. It only highlights the area around you until you discover all the map stones in a given area, and then it will reveal the whole thing. So we have map stones to find, which are like monoliths within the world. I almost forgot Uncle Bill got us a satchel each, so we can carry anything we need. They're a bit old and musty, but they're ours. We never had anything like this back at the shoe. And we have our inventory. Again, the inventory is very lucrative. You got a lot of stuff to deal with. Anyway, I think that's it. Maybe once you've finished your chores, you can start exploring. Can't wait to have adventures myself. I mean, isn't this place amazing? I still can't believe we're here. I always daydreamed some relative would show up one day and take us far away from the shoe, but I never thought someone like Uncle Bill could really exist. Oh, that's right. He wanted to talk to you about something. Better pop over to the house and see what it is. It was nice of Uncle Bill to leave little signs around to help us. You should try reading them by interacting or using left trigger. I know you can read. And then you can ask people what's going on. I'm going to toil and soil. Need to keep our crop squares tip-top. And then ask them how they are, which I think increases your friendship a little bit. Just a little bit. Now I did say this is going to be a game to relax to. An apple a day keeps the doctor away. Just throw them at him. This is going to be a game to relax to. However, in the opening stage, there's a lot to talk about. So I might be a little more talkative in the early stages. Quite expensive due to inflation. That's the apple, I get it. Pear, just the one. Yeah, all the item descriptions try and make little jokes and stuff. It's a very jokey game. That being said, I am going to try and not do too much side stuff in the early stage, because it's better to do a lot of the extra stuff once you're through the sort of intro stage. Basically, we're going to do the intro stage as a kid, and then when we're through that, we'll be an adult and we can do a lot more. And we have a lot more freedom, so it's just a lot more. It's a lot easier to wait to do all the extra stuff, much like Fable, where you start off as a kid and once you pass the tutorial, you grow into an adult. What is the What Is It? Just What Is It? By M.O.C. Wall. And I'm going to read all the books because I kind of skipped past them on my playthrough, so this is a good opportunity to read them. Now I'm recording it. Some fey creatures go against the grain of secrecy, and sometimes show themselves in times of need. The brownie has been known to sometimes make itself known, as do the gillywiddle, the that-away, and the fnarty fnarnar, which I bet you struggled to say. I did. However, the most common of these little creatures is the What Is It. When a person is new to an area, they may see these sparkling little entities fluttering around points of interest. If something is of use, the What Is It will draw attention to it. The What Is It will not go away unless the object is interacted with. It is as though the creature is insisting that it has your full attention. Once satisfied, the What Is It will fly away, happy. Well, as happy as a floating, blinking, glowing, flappy eye can be. So whenever we see a little floaty fairy... Oh, there's one! Right there! So we'll interact with the mailbox. We don't have any mail at the minute. But that's job done. Blueberry. It's just their colour. They're not sad. And a strawberry. Forever in fields full of beetles. Strawberry fields forever. Oh, and see, there's one next to the map stone. So these are the map stones. We have to find all these in an area to magically acquire an image of the whole region. Ah, here's a proverb. Proverb, Hobtooth. Hobtooth gives you oomph for night, but also gives you scary fright. So pretty much every item you pick up has 3 statuses, and you need to find all the proverbs to find and recognize the statuses. You can't do it just by, like, in Skyrim, if you got some food and ate it, it would tell you whether or not it, like, gives you toughness or whatever, or damages health. You can't do that in this game. Even if you've not discovered its trait yet, eating it won't do anything. So you have to find all 3 proverbs, or proverbs. Happy Pets are Productive Pets by Pat Doghead. Convenient name. Animals are delicate little things. They need feeding, attention, and their poo cleaning up. When you use the pet whistle or interact to feed them, you may notice a fullness bar and a mood bar. When a pet is hungry and its bar is red, then the mood will lower. A pet with a red mood will not behave and be of no use. Feeding the animal and petting will raise mood, as long as their fullness is green. Feeding a liked animal, shown in green, doubles the mood gain. Wait. Feeding a liked item, shown in green, doubles the mood gain. Sheep and pigs cannot be petted, however, and sheep and chickens do not need feeding, as they are self-sufficient and live off the land. Well, that's cool. You can also check your pet's age on the pet whistle, which is very handy. I hope this information helps you, and your pets live their fullest life. Remember, a pet is for life, not just a sacrifice. So here's the pet whistle screen. I was really worried at first to not feed or interact with my animal, because I thought if their bars got to the bottom they died. But apparently they don't, so that's fine. Dandelion. Picking dandelions will make a clock appear in the top right of the screen if you don't already have a clock there. The largest seed points to the current hour. If it points straight down, it is 6. A dandelion clock lasts 12 hours, so you'll need to pick another. A better clock may be available later, but for now, nature can help you out. So this is cool. You have, like, daily clocks that you need to pick. Never drink from this wooden bucket. So let's talk to Uncle Bill. How are you settling in? I hope you're not finding the chores too much of a bother. I'm not as young as I used to be, so I can't do everything myself. Not that that's why I brought you here. Me and your aunt always wanted children, but we were never blessed. If only she was here now. She always loved this time of year. The festival of Summertide is coming up soon, and the whole of the Vale will be preparing for it. Us too. We need the goddess Druida to smile on us and bring us prosperity, so I'm counting on you both to help. It'll be fun, you'll see. I'm very well, thank you, considering. So what's happening? Someone needs to milk the family cow, so I'm going to do it. Goodbye. So this is important. This is the brownie bowl. Pot the brownie looks after your house and babies while you are away, but requires reward. Each day you need to place an item into the bowl. This item can be anything. Forget to make an offering and Pot will give you a little curse. Each day he will add another up to a maximum of 6. These curses are: 1 day of forgetting, the apples go rotten on your trees. 2 days of forgetting, cows can't be milked on the farm. 3 days, no honey can be taken. 4 days, fish don't bite in the farm ponds. 5, larder has 1 random item removed at midnight. 6 is your children can't learn. Making an offering will take the curse level down 1 stage. Your family can be ordered to make offerings in your place, so don't forget. So we'll always try and remember to do this. I tend to just give him blueberries. So it's kind of weird. Use a tin bucket to get water. Well, what do I do with a wooden bucket? I've completely forgot. I need to feed the pigs, right? Unlock map of Willowdon Farm. Feed the pig. Our porcine friend loves nothing better than food, except mud. Food and mud. And sleeping. Food, mud, and sleeping. I'm being ridden around. Okay, they like a lot of things, but they won't like you unless you feed them. Throw something into their pen, or interact and choose the feed option. So we'll feed our pig truffles. And these are his favourite things. Oh, it's different every playthrough. That's interesting. Well, let's give him one of our top tier apples. So that took his fullness right up. What's cool is you can get out of this gate, but the pig can't. However, you can summon the pig and ride around on it. Like this. And I think there's a bit of lore that gets explained later. That there's no seeds to plant, eh? There's no horses in this world. Apparently they all went extinct. Oh, lantern. Yeah, they all went extinct, so everyone has to ride around on pigs and sheep. I think that's kind of cool. You have Specialize by Tilly Tender. Owning a shop is a tough business at first, finding stock or ingredients, then minding the store itself or crafting the goods. Then you find that you can afford some staff and over time your shop flourishes. Life could get boring, but fear not, because you can always specialise. In Tir Nanog you will find the Tinker. He is a suspiciously large gnome gentleman who can offer you the chance to turn your business into something else. Want to just focus on fish? Perhaps justify a jeweller? How about profiting from potions? The Tinker has you covered. Once you purchase a specialisation, it's available to apply to any of your own businesses. And specialisations come with their own perk tree too. Just look at the last tab in the ledger to be able to enhance your new look shop with all sorts of helpful benefits. So don't delay, try a specialisation today. Or when you can afford it, anyway. Cool rhymes, yo. So here we have the cooking. The cooking in this game is very unique. Kind of requires a little bit of getting used to, because each type, at the minute we just have jams, but there's like 8 types of food, and each type of food requires a different mini game to cook. So jams, soups, pies, that kind of thing. So it takes a little getting used to. And the larder you can use when you're older. I think that effectively operates like the fridge in Stardew Valley, maybe? I've actually not used the larder in my playthrough. Ooh. Basically a shower for plants and flowers. Oh, we're picking stuff. Exotic, exciting, succulent. 3 words that you can't use to describe a cabbage. Great for helping you see in the dark by setting them on fire. And your animal will follow you until you dismiss them home, which you can do here, which is pretty cool. What else do we have to do? Unlock the map of Willowdon Farm. So for now, we'll just keep adventuring around the farm. We've not been ordained to leave. The Pig Rider's Guide to the Galaxy by Bugless Adam. Nice. I'm currently reading Hitchhiker's Guide to a Galaxy in voice recordings for a friend. I'm enjoying it so far. I wish I could do it for my voice channel, but it's not fair use, unfortunately. Are you new to Quill? Have you come from beyond the eternal mists that ring our fair land? Or are you some uneducated muffin from Deepstone? Maybe you just banged your head and forgot. You might even be in some kind of ethereal tutorial and need to know things quickly. Well, here are some reminders of how things work around here. Firstly, the land is ruled over by 6 Fey goddesses. They are Druida, goddess of orchards, Naida, goddess of fertility, Frail, goddess of fields, Hylas, goddess of death and rebirth, Morwenna, goddess of beasts, and Aurora, goddess of seasons. It might not be Aurora, it might just be Aurora or something. Each day the people of the land make offerings at goddess statues to the Fey deities and put food in their own offering bowls to appease the clan brownie. The land is covered in mystery, and invisible creatures walk among us under the ever-watchful gaze of the goddesses. It is advised you read everything, which we'll be doing. There is no substitute for taking note of what people tell you, but a lot of how things work you need to learn for yourself. Old school. We will certainly do that. I tend to... It's like Skyrim, Sometimes I'll be in the mood to read books whenever I pick them up, and sometimes I'll be like, yeah, I found a book while I'm doing a dungeon. I just kind of keep on doing the dungeon, and then I'll pick it up and then I'll forget about it, so I end up not reading everything. Oh, every house also has this, the homestone, and this will tell you on the map who lives where, and also tell you your relationship with it. Oh, item permissions granted. Oh, that's because their hearts are so high. So sometimes I've gone up to a house and I've tried to pick a tree next to it, and it says you don't have permission to pick this. So if we make people our friends, we'll have access to all their things as well. So a proverb for the Nightberry. Nightberries only appear when 9 dark bells ring so clear. So only after 9 PM. So the reason these proverbs are here, the reason these proverbs are here and you want to read them is because they'll tell you how to get higher quality base ingredients. The proverbs for things like apple pie and things that you make with stats effects will tell you the stats effects, I believe. And then base ingredient stuff like fruit and things, the proverbs will give you a hint of how to get the best quality ones, like fish, where they can be found and what time and whether they can be found in. So things like that, it's telling you they can only be found at 9 PM, which will give you access to the Nightberry and also probably higher quality Nightberry if we find the other 2 proverbs. And you have to meet all 3 of those requirements to get better ones. Ooh. So we're in the Dreamer's Nook. Ooh, another book. The Right Angle by Rod Puller. Fishing is a science, except science does not exist anymore. So fishing is not like a science at all then. Just cast your rod and try to hit the shadows with your hook. If you miss, a little rippling action might persuade one to come. A nibbling. But don't ripple when one is too near, or you will scare them away. Some advanced fishermen know a few tricks that can make you a wizard with a rod. Except wizards do not exist, and I simply made that word up as it sounded magical. And lastly, do not forget to adhere to the proverbs. Some fish like rain, some moonlight, some summer, and many will even flock to food if you have the correct skill. Hope these tips were helpful. I don't like fishing myself. Your name's Rod Puller. I just like writing tip books about fishing. Other books by this author include Carp Diem, Breaking the Goldfish Code, The Doctor Who Fishes, with foreword by Patrick Troughton. Nice. Sharks, just what are they? And what is the sea? And 5-star fish, quality or quantity? I think you can actually find these, because that 5-star fish book's real. I found that. Also, we'll need to come back here later, or soon. Twigs torn out diary note. It's happening, it's happening. Tonight's the night Mr. F said we should meet. I'm a little scared, but I know I shouldn't be scared, because what's there to be frightened of anyway? All the dreams said it would turn out alright, and I believe Mr. F when he said I can be the best fisherman in all of Quill. Still, he is a fell fae, and they say you can't trust them, that they're tricksters and shapeshifters, and bad things happen when you talk to them. But that's just stories to scare kids straight, and Twig ain't a kid anymore. I'm all grown up. Even grown-ups get scared going into old mines though. Got the key and the lantern ready, but might have to take a few swigs of starshine before I go in. Just in case I never make it back, I want to ask whoever finds this to give my belongings as an offering to the goddesses. Tell them I didn't mean to do anything bad. Oh, and tell them not to bring me back as a moth, as I hate bright light. His belongings. Let's ride our piggy out of here. Oh. I guess we need quests on. Oh yeah, there. So there's our other magical being, the that-away. It's a little gold trail that will point you to where you gotta go. Again, very Fable. There's a door right here. 'Tis locked. We're still but a babe. We can't get into all the doors. Now, as a kid, we do have a bedtime. I mean, I didn't have a bedtime when I was a kid. but we do in this game. Proverb of the dandelion. Look at the seeds of the dandelion flower. They point to the current hour. Okay. I guess sometimes it just gives you a tip on how to use stuff. The proverbs are kind of all over the place. So there we go. We got all the map stones. And now we have a full map of Willowdown Farm, which is our home. Yeah. Get it a little bit closer. This chair keeps rocking back, goddammit. There we go. Yeah, I'm kind of not sure how I feel about the whole you need proverbs to get decent quality stuff, because sometimes it means you're spending an entire day fulfilling things like quality prerequisites just for one item. Like you're thinking, oh, I gotta do this and do this and do this just for like a berry or something. So it's not always very helpful. So we've done all our tasks. We also have a calendar. Oh, it's our uncle's birthday. At the end of year 1. And we don't have much to do today. So, oh, another book. Animal Control for Village Idiots by Barbara Woodworm. Doggone! Catnapping? Pig won't fly? Sheep acting woolly? Then you need the power of your lips. Just put your lips together, blow outwards, and whistle. You can bring up a list of all your pets and owned animals by pressing your B. From there, you can summon your faithful 4- or 2-legged friends to your side. Ask them to stay put or send them home. Quillian animals are fiercely loyal and have truly great senses, so they always know their way home. The whistle will also show mood and fullness. An animal won't behave if their mood is red, so feed them and pet them when you can. The whistle will also help if you lose them, as animals are known for getting distracted by the call of nature, the smell of pies, and generally anything glittery. It's mostly dogs, I think, that do that. So I think we're ready for bed. Because we'll get new quests in the morning. Oh. Oh. We're back in the dream world. You could tell by the fog. Oh, our pig followed us here. No, go home. It's not safe here. How'd the pig get in my dream? What the fuck? Ooh. Ooh, creepy. Fair weather. Do you fear the shadows, my child? Or do you feel them calling you? You should hold them close and listen. The Kynseed has chosen you for greatness. We'll speak again as summertide fades, and your closed eyes will be opened. Now, wake up. God damn. Ooh, 2 brass wings. That was a tonal shift. God damn. Ah, you're up. Off into the village, I hear. Don't get lost. Oh yeah, before I forget, did you use Bubble Help yet? It lets you see certain interactive objects on screen. Try it now by pressing R, then press A and click on a bubble to get more info. Easy. Go on, give it a go. What? Excuse you? I did not know about this. You can store ingredients in the ladder for your spouse's family to use in cooking. If they're hungry and have no recipe they can cook, they will... Oh, have no recipe they can cook. They will eat raw ingredients stored here. Anything they cook and don't eat will be stored here for you to collect. Huh. Interesting. Another busy day. I hear you're going to the village. Be careful out there and don't go wandering too far. We children need to be in bed by 11. Adults are so lucky. So I always try and, like, say how are you and what's happening every time I talk to someone. I don't know if it puts friendship points up, but it's just helpful to do. Good morning. Sounded like you had restless dreams. A good day's work is the best cure for that. He's not wrong. If we're going to be ready for summertide, we'll need the farm running at its best, so I need you to buy a new tin bucket in town. Here, 3 brass should cover it. I've unlocked the west and south gates. Just watch out for old Herbert if you go west. He's not a pretty sight. Oh, and you have a letter waiting in the mailbox. That's already more mail than I've gotten all year. Oh. Anytime you have post, you'll see the mailbox's red flag fluttering. Oh, and see if a that away will help you if you get lost. Simply select set that away on a relevant task and press F1 or click in the left stick, and the that away will lead you to your destination. I just filmed, I just recorded the first part of my playing Harry Potter on PlayStation 1, and I talked about how weird it is when tutorials are like this because it's super unimmersive. It's like, yeah, we're people living in the world, but click left 1 on the controller. They are very cute fairies and not shy at all. Browse status see info about yourself and villages you encounter. Oh, you can see their names like that. That's cool. And there's everyone I know. Well, I can see her favourite stuff. I haven't discovered his favourite stuff. Oh, very lacking in charm, my sibling. What's my charm? I'm more charming than you. You're Uncle Bill. You're the lucky one to get to go out of the farm. Don't forget that bucket. Cough. I should have just coughed. Off to the village, then. Be friendly to folk, and you're sure to go far. Might be worth buttering them up so they tell you things that may be useful. Knowledge is power, they say. They also say swallowing a frog cures sore throat, so don't trust every expression. Maybe I should have picked a smaller frog. Anyway, good luck. Oh no, Uncle Bill, you swallowed a frog. Let's not forget to feed our brownie. Give him a carrot. We got more carrots. It doesn't really matter the quality of the thing you give the brownie, so always give them your worst thing. Let's get our mail. Letter from Twig. My name is Twig, and I'm inviting you for a visit. I found your letter yesterday. I got told you would make a great friend. I live in the nook north of your farm, just across the river. My hut is right at the top of the nook. You cannot miss it. To help find me, just follow the that away. You're bound to have one in your hair. Looking forward to seeing you soon, so we can do some fishing. Your new pal, Twig. I love that it gives lore for that. So it's showing you where the quest is. But it's like, no, this is a fairy. Fairies help you show, like, they show you where to go. So hopefully there's a dandelion in here. There we go. Always very common. Get 1 brass for that. I love this area. It's not used enough, I feel. Hello, hello. You got me letter. Name's Twig, but you can call me Twig. Not sure why I got that name. Probably because I look like a stick. Well, you look like a human rabbit, actually. Had a little help writing it, course. Our dream pal, you know, he can do marvellous things. Wouldn't have made it to Master Fisherman without his help. You know who I'm talking about, right? Mr. Fairweather. He's got big plans for you. That's why you and me have got to stick together. First off, I'm going to teach you one of me fishing tricks. Just show me you can catch a commoner's muck pond lurker with this old rod. Won't have no trouble finding a pond with a few swimming about. Try straight down that way. Good luck. Skills and play progress. Open your progress and skills info with this button. Oh, I didn't see this either. Oh. Oh, you can. Oh my god. So I've got to the point where I've unlocked the pretty much most of these these trainers on the playthrough I had. I didn't know you could fulfill them here. I thought you had to go to the person, which is irritating because they're quite far apart. See, look at all these achievements I got already. Oh, a secret achievement. Gift a villager one of their liked items. Okay, I won't look at that now. And then there's our items. Interesting. So, you'll notice we don't have a fishing rod on our bottom. We can only have 3 items selected at a time, but we get all these other items. So what you do is you hold a button, and then it will give you all your holdable items. you go to the one you want, release. And so you can set items like that. So we can make all these tools. So it takes a tiny bit of getting used to. But I found that once I've done it, it's actually very intuitive and helpful. A little fussy sometimes, but mostly it's improved a lot since I played the prototype. To catch a fish, first press RB to ripple and attract nearby fish. Be careful, rippling too much will scare them. When you see and hear a fish bite, hold right trigger to reel it in. No fish biting. Reel in and find a better spot. So we do that, and then reel it in. And it's that simple. There's no minigame like there is in Stardew Valley. And I've been playing a couple of games lately where there's no minigame for the fishing. Oh, that's right. Me and my friends are playing Wingcraft. And that's kind of the same thing. So you just ripple left out and catch them. I also see a proverb over here. Can I get it? Yeah, I like that some proverbs can only be caught with the fishing line when they're stuck in trees and stuff. It's pretty cool. Let's go back to Twig. And then we'll go buy our bucket. And this is how you level up. Well, you get... Oh, there we go. With this, you aren't limited to catching fish on your line. So this is how we catch proverbs. The trick to being great at fisherman, or woman, is to think like a fish. I call it method fishing, because it was Billy Method who first gave me the idea. He couldn't get out of his room, see, and kept banging into the walls with a kind of glassy look in his eyes. So now I like to get into fish character the same way. Just make my mind a blank slate, which is easier than you'd think, and bump around until I find myself sitting on a rock with a rod in my hands. Works like a charm. And now we've unlocked other things. Attract fish from further away, and catch fish more easily when landing the hook directly on them. Which seems kind of pointless because when I land a fish, when I land my hook on a fish, you catch them pretty much all the time anyway. It knocks them out a little bit. There we go. Got the proverb. Cuckoo-do location. Oh, it's not a proverb. It's a location sheet or a helps sheet. I think the sprites do look slightly different, so maybe I'll have to look out for that. Cuckoo-do can be found by tree stumps with blue flowers around. Cuckoo-do, eh? So you gotta... Do's very weird. You kind of have to make it on tree stumps. But I guess we'll need more proverbs to find out how. I have had to look at Wiki a couple of parts, just like with Stardew. But sometimes that's okay. Sometimes that's part of the fun. Time, 3:10. Gotta watch out for those growing. So we'll go this way, because there's actually someone to meet. Actually, there's two people to meet along this road. I am quite glad I played this a little bit before I decided to record it, because it can be quite overwhelming when you drop in for the first time and you're like, okay, where do I go and what do I do? No, 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 you shall not go. No, no, indeed. Your uncle told me to watch you, and watch you shall, Herbert. No leaving the vale till uncle says so. I am very well. See you later. Laws of the Land of Quill, Part 1, by Judy Judge. Our laws are the laws of nature, which is why it is the most natural thing in the world for us to follow them. Still, we must answer to the goddesses in the end, and it is their enlightenment and guidance which keeps us from straying from the path and into darkness. That took some getting out. While these laws are ingrained in our hearts and minds, here is a reminder for anyone who's recently banged their head and forgotten, and for any visitor from a distant land. I'm going to turn a little bit, because I'm kind of looking away from the screen. I've just noticed I've been doing that, sorry. My chair auto-swivels. Above all else, there shall be no murder. Aquilian's property is their own, and none shall take it without permission, unless they are books, because reasons. Because helpful for the game. The bounties of nature are finite, so a family may have no more than 3 children. Exceptions may be made for those living in a size 100 shoe. It goes without saying, but always show respect for the goddesses. To avoid any messy accidents and keep the age rating down, all babies must be delivered by stork. I love the humour. The right day to make an offering is on Goddess Day. These are days 7 and 14. All dark creatures of Quill must keep to their shadows. For your own good, you must never build in the darker corners of the world. None shall marry below the age of 18. And don't you try and elope! Very nice. So where we want to go is down here. Like I said, there's not much reason to do some of the extra stuff at this stage of the game, but it is nice to explore a little bit. Wandering Folk by Jilly Tot. Quillians live in peaceful ignorance of the Fey influences around them. We know they exist and pay our homage to them, but we are still obscured by reality. Take the wandering folk who come to our shops and drink in our taverns. They all look alike, and you can't really remember much about them when they leave. The Fae are obviously coming into our villages and absorbing our culture. What's more, everywhere you look, if you look closely enough, you can see what might be Fae pathways into our world. Those weird gnarly bushes that look alike, the henges and symbols, even trees with faces. The Fae walk among us at will, and while they do not harm, you can't help but feel suffocated by their presence. As for the brownies, their mischief is more obvious to see. We can hear the giggling and see the tidy houses or rotten apples, but we take it as part of life. And if I wake up and put my feet into a warm apple pie again, I swear I will leave mousetraps in their bowls. So this is cool because when you set up a shop, because there's only so many like talkable NPCs in the world who might be off doing something else, when you set up a shop and you work in it, these like randomly generated NPCs will come into your shop, and a lot of them look the same because there's so many sprites of them. So they've made like a lore reason for that here. So that's very cool. They've thought of everything. Another book right here. The Four Shrines by Arthur Sixpence. And again, if you haven't clocked onto it by now, there's a lot of reading. So hopefully you're enjoying it. I am. This is why I'm going to have longer recordings of this game. Probably, hopefully. Throughout Quill are 4 shrines. The end. Oh, do you want more? Well, each shrine is dedicated to one of the 4 seasons. More? What do you think I am, an author? So we have the Spring Shrine, Summer Shrine, Autumn Shrine, and Winter Shrine. Each shrine only opens in its corresponding season. Oh, you have to be joking. More writing required? I'm not made of quills. Within the hallowed walls are said to be 6 pillars, each representing our beloved goddesses. Druida, Naida, Morvenna, Hylas, Aurora, and Frail. It is also said that each pillar hosts challenges laid down by the goddesses for some unknown purpose. The champion of these challenges would surely gain great reward, though not many have the skill to try. And most people are just lazy, probably. Can I go nap now? Okay, so 4 shrines. I'll keep an eye out for this because that rings a bell, but like I said, I skipped past some of the books in my earlier playthrough. History House. And it's not showing me who lives here. Interesting. Mapped stone. So yeah, apart from the whole, oh, you gotta know when and what fish are out at certain points to get better quality ones. I actually really like how simplistic the fishing is in this. Oh, hello. Lucy Arrows. Well, hello. I was hoping I'd run into you. We've all heard a lot about Old Bill's new wards, and everyone's more than a bit curious about you. Me? I'm curious about everything, especially the past. As the Vale's resident historian, I am always on the lookout for relics and historical documents. So let me know if you spot any. I will certainly do that. So yeah, I do like the fishing. And every time you see a bar above an item in the bottom right there, it's the experience you've gained so far for doing the thing. And Villa. Oh. Oh, there's one of those things. Teaching me how signposts work. Thank you very much. Another one. Now we can accept these right now. But we're not doing... I'm not really doing side quests at the minute. But we do have these little calendar things that we can add. And hopefully it'll give us a little tip. Don't need nobody from that flipping willowy farm around our place. And don't you be bothering old Pappy. Says Pat Cow. You are a cow. Oh, are you Pappy? Oh, Peppy McPoyle. What you want? I had enough of them rascals, so I moved myself into my own little shed. By Druid's armpits. Leave this old bugger alone and give me some peace. Goodbye. Jeffrey Black. Well, you're one of those whippersnappers old Bill took in. Done a lot of business with Willowdon Farm over the years, we have. Sickles, spades, more spades, and various other irony things. If Jeremy can forget it, I can flog it. Oh, forge it, then I can flog it. Well, hey-ho and hi-ho Silver Lightning. It's always we go. It's away we go. I can tell our friendship is at the start of a long and beautiful journey. That or a quick trip around the block, eh? Have you ever wanted to be a smith? I couldn't lift a hammer if I tried. I did try to lift a hammer once, but Jeremy shouted, "You can't touch this!" He is very protective. I like feeling safe and secure. I also like feeling other things, if you catch my meaning. Well, hey! Pervert. I mean fine fabrics, of course. Sure you do. I always fancied being a tailor. Pity there are no marryable Mr. Tailors around, eh? Wink. Goodbye. So you kind of have to greet everyone. We won't do that right now. Oh, I've heard all about you. News travels fast around here. About the only thing that does. We like to take things slowly, see? But if you need something made at my forge, I won't keep you waiting. And if there's anything you want from our shop, just ask Jeffrey. I hammer 'em, he hawks 'em. Have a good one. Oh, I'm stuck behind your desk, Jeffrey. There's more people here. Hush! You hear that? The dead round these parts like to whisper to me. Jacob, they say, we're here and we're watching you. It's true. They're from ancient times when people got put in the ground when they died. And they're cursed, see? Because they didn't believe in the goddesses. Worshipped a male god. You believe that? A male god? Hush! I think I hear them whispering again. Goddesses go with you. So it's like it's set in the like far, 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 far distant future, which is kind of interesting. Because again, it's like horses are extinct. Need a tree chopped, a log decapitated. My family is the only one granted the honour of maintaining our woods, and I take it very seriously. I come from a long line of lumberjacks, but there's been quite a few lumber Freds and lumberjohns like me too. Oh, so this is one of the Wanderers Together, Orphans All. One of the NPCs that just kind of comes and goes. Hello. Greetings, I am Ichabod, merchant and seller of goods. I came to the Vale from far away and cornered a hole in the market. Once I filled in the hole, I built a market stall and eventually worked my way to where I am now, which is here. See you later. Oh look, you can buy a little, it's got a little puppy for sale, sausage. How cute. So here's this tin bucket, carrying liquids, the drinkable variety. And he's selling a recipe, but we can't afford it. And there are also these traveling merchants. Traveling trader, sorry. Hello, youngster. I'm a traveling trader. I sell seeds and such. I just love spreading my seeds. I'm in the village every 2nd and 9th day of the season, and at Druida's Cross every 1st and 8th. Be sure to catch me for some seedy deals. So he sells, all sorts. I've yet to find a use for the loot. Holy kettle. Who in Frail's Furlocks are you? Not one of them teapots in disguise, are you? Alright then. Best stay away from them. They're a broody bunch. Haven't seen you in Candlewick before? You're not an undercover kettle, are you? The kettles hate the teapots. I just got that. Good, good. The family makes my blood boil. Who's this guy? I've never seen this guy before. Well, I probably have. Oh yeah, Tom Cow. Around our place, you do as the missus says, or you get the roller. And I'm guessing the missus says for you to get lost. Goodbye, I suppose. So everyone talks to you differently based on how friendly they are with you. Look at this old hag. Ginger nut. Oh, it's nice to have another young one around. Sure, he likes me a little bit. Perhaps you can visit when you walk these parts. Don't get many visitors, what with our Hazel moving off after she got married. Her fella ran off, and now she'd rather spend her time with cats than coming to see her old mum. Nice of you to try to get to know me, dear. Did you know they named me after a biscuit? Hob Crunch. I changed my name when I married a fella called Wally Nut. He died, you know. Yes, he had an accident while fishing and got pulled into the lake. He got out soaking wet and died when he tried wrestling a nymph 5 days later. Our Hazel loved him as a dad. She blamed me for his death, then ran off with a wanderer called Hugh Jarsole. Very nice. This is why you don't skip the dialogue. Hello, you're one of them Willowdown twins, aren't you? Shame you're not old enough to patronise my tavern. We don't serve minors, but we do serve minors. Anywho, my daughter Melanie runs the place now. Got a much better head for business than I ever did. My Melanie is a good lass. She works hard and keeps the ledger up to date. Yet. I just can't get my head around it. When I ran the pub, it was spit and sawdust, the clank of coin, and just shove the earrings in a bag. People had fun, and the spilt drinks would soak your boots. Now it's all orderly and managed. I have to admit, I prefer the old way. I imagine this is Melanie. Oh, this is Teresa Brown. How wonderful to meet you. It is truly Druida's generosity that has brought you to our village, and for that we thank her. Druida, smile on you. I can tell you have a good heart. We try to keep pure of heart, mind, spirit, and body in the Brown household. That all starts with a good diet. Fruits, grains, and a bowl of kindness go a long way to feeding one's soul. Arthur used to be a voracious meat eater, but after he met me, I showed him a better, healthier, and more spiritually satiating way. He was all meat and 2 veg, but now he's definitely a man who doesn't touch a sausage. Have a good one. Ah, here's Melanie. Welcome to the Vale. I own the Flailing Arms, the village pub, and you've probably seen my dad Toby milling around. I can't serve you any drinks, but you're welcome to come and visit. We have the nicest drunks in all of Quill. Bye. Okay, I think that's it for talking to people today. Oh, there's another lady there. I'll introduce myself to her another time, because there are tons of NPCs, and one of the selling points of this game is that they're all marryable. You can marry anyone you see out and about. I guess maybe unless they're, like, already married. Like, it's obviously a Mr. and Mrs. kind of deal. Yeah. Because there's a big focus on family. One of the aspects that Lionhead wanted to really focus on with Fable, and everyone was really disappointed they didn't develop it properly, was sort of the generational aspects and the family aspects, where you grow up, you have kids, you get older and your kids get older with you, and eventually you die and you take over the role of the kid. That was an idea they had all the way back in Fable 1. So they're trying to do it with this. Again, I've not got to that point. It's very, like, later on, so I don't know how well it pans out. I've not really heard anything about it, but I do know that it's been implemented. So that'll be interesting to get to. Wanderess says, you interrupted my blessings. Don't you know what this is? This is a goddess statue. I'm guessing by your confused face that your parents haven't let you worship yet. The statues have also been known to move people around the haven, but you must interact with any statues to unlock them as destination. I forgot this when I got really deep into the world and ended up getting to locations and not interacting with them, and then I had to fucking walk all the way back. That being said, it just cost apples. So every time you travel, you need 1 apple. And you end up running out, trust me. Hello, young'un. I'm just resting here while the missus prays. Then we head back north. It's a big world out there, sunshine. Wish I was young again, so I had the freedom to explore it all. So we'll interact. There we go. Goddess statues can be used on day 7 and day 14 to make offerings. to the goddesses for boons and curses. You may also choose to fast travel for the cost of 1 apple to any other goddess statue you've discovered. You may also check which boons and curses are active. So we don't have that available to us yet. I always end up bumping into this fence every time I try and come into the farm from this direction. Well done. You can use that bucket for a bunch of purposes. Go try it out. That thing will store more than just plain old water. Okay, so what does that mean? Like this? Oh, that's the... There we go. We got milk. And honey, you actually need a jar. So we can't even collect that, even if we want to. Oh, we gotta feed the pig. I completely forgot. Come here, Truffles. Oh, it's been following me this whole time. I'm a goddamn idiot. No, I don't want to ride him. There you go. Give you another carrot. Hey. So, oh, you see that? The ball and the eyeball and the poppy? They're some of the status effects. So every piece of food and thing will have status effects. And it will give it to other people if you feed them. And the reason that's important is sometimes you get quests to give certain status effects to other people. I think we're done for the day. Like I say, you really want to kind of move along early on. Because you get much more freedom to collect things and fish and stuff at a later time. Oh, I accidentally fast traveled to 6 PM, not 6 AM. There we go. Always like rotates on the day. 1 brass is waiting to collect. Once again, we must pick our dandelion and feed the pig. We need to start planting the seeds. You can buy seeds from the goods market on the festival green to the south of the village centre. The market is on there every 3rd and 10th day of a season. Here's 4 brass to go get some seeds. Thank you. Oh, I accidentally skipped that. Oh well, I'm sure it wasn't too important. First things first, let's feed the pig. Give him a nice juicy strawberry. Oh, it made his charm go up. He loves us. If you're wandering around and it gets dark, then there's a spare lantern in the house, unless you have already found it. You can even focus their beams. The modern world we live in, eh? Ugh, my family really can't cook. Have you got something for my bad tum? I'm your family. How dare you? Dig at me. Basil, a bit faulty. Big up to whoever got that reference. I really just say big up. So it's still quite early for market yet. Oh, there's the dandelion. So we can do a bit of fishing. Let's do some here. Oh, actually, I know where we can fish. I know where the dawnfish are, because I've played this game before. Okay. So if you go to the lake on the edge of the village, there should be pike. And I think there's an... Oh, what's that? Oh, I thought that was cookie dew. I think there's also... another type of dawn-favouring fish. Oh no. Oh, there we go. Yeah. Pike, it's just a fish, stupid boy. Hey. Now, I didn't know about the RB button ripple at first, so whenever I fished, I was taking my sweet-ass time about it. Oh, no. I think I pulled too early. I think market only opens up at like 9 or something. We'll just stick around the town area. I Pee Everywhere by Yuri Nipo. Or Yuri Nepot. Obviously it's a combination of urine pot. I pee in the bushes. I pee in the tree. I pee in the woodland. I pee all on me. Oh. I pee in the fountain and in the old dark well. I pee in the valley. I pee in the dell. I pee when it's dark and I pee for a dare. Intellectual property. It's everywhere. I'm a child. Ooh. Proverb for a candy squirrel. Need a present for a birthing day. Candy squirrel's a giveaway. So it's basically saying, oh. Like, oh, this is a good present as a general rule. See if I can... Ah, damn it. I was trying to... You can land it immediately on the fish. Come here. God damn it. You can also catch bugs in jars. But I think there's a note somewhere in the world that says that... you don't have permission to take that. That feature has not been fully implemented yet. Like, there's not really a reason to collect bugs in general, or collect all the bugs. So there's also these chests. I imagine you get the codes for these when you become really good friends with people, because I've yet to open one. Like a whole household, I think you have to do. Or maybe one person. No. I was going to say one person of each household might give you a name, but not all households have 3 people. Placeholder books, necessary, or just waffle, by amusingly named author. Sometimes in life, you just have to smile. You could be walking along collecting stuff, enjoying the music of the world, when you come across a book, like this one. Upon reading it, you may expect some juicy gossip or interesting lore. But no! The text explains how such a book is not written yet, and then goes on and on about nothing. Is this a waste of the reader's time? Yes. Is that a bad thing? No. As long as they smile at the end of the text and realise they were part of some crazy fourth wall development thing, then the effort was worth it. You can now get back to streaming or whatever. Whatever that is! Oh, they knew. The developers knew. Evergreen, The Fey Realms, Volume 2 by Amo C. Wall. Beware, beware. I have returned from the uncanny realms of the Fae to tell of wonders and dangers, so heed this humble poet's words. Some have called me mad, and perhaps they are correct, but what sane mind can walk among the twisted boughs of Evergreen and return with its sanity in check? I have seen mossmen, dryads, pucks, and green children. Oh, green children's an actual thing. Flitting in the shadows or dancing under bizarre canopies. Ethereal music drifts from their fey pipes and wraps itself around every rock and plant, making trees shimmer to its calling rhythm. Do not be fooled by the tranquility and beauty you will encounter at first sight. The vibrant autumnal colours of bushes that cluster the path, the intoxicating air, the opening sweet, soft melodies of that music. Step further into this realm, away from the home of the Fey denizens, and it soon becomes discordant. Strange totems spit shimmering water into silent pools, and stone faces watch from the undergrowth, and all the while you will begin to lose yourself and find reason in the whispers that would bargain away your soul. Oh yes, you will be tempted and enraptured by all you see and hear there. All you see and hear there, but you may not be as lucky as I and escape to tell your tale. So take care to remember always this. The lips of the Fae deliver only a poisoned kiss. That's actually really well written. That was interesting to read. And again, like I said, there's going to be a lot of reading that's not necessarily like, pointed. But I enjoy reading it. Proverb of the Offal Tench. Smithies swear by offals tench and often keep one on their bench. Okay, so I need to look for those near a smith house. Ooh, I just heard a weird croak. So this like ritual stone will come into use later. Don't forget to use that away for any active quests if you are stuck. Ooh, new flower. Primrose. Vulgaris, their middle name. Oh, Vulgar is their middle name. Rimross? Not quite sure what that means. Grave Lilac. Grave Lilac wards off evil creepers and puts strange visions in your peepers. Look at this map stone. It's quite a big area, so there's quite a few map stones here. Test spiced apple. Ooh. You bunch of tools! By utility. Tools! Glorious tools! Did you know that using tools successfully levels them up? Yes, even the humble slingshot can become so powerful that it knocks down multiple high-quality apples from trees and juicy berries from bushes. Got a sickle? They aren't just for crops, you know. Wildflowers and even dandelions will increase the potency of your grass killer. Shovel, fishing rod, pickaxe. Go at it. You can gain all sorts of little perks from extra yield chance to range to quality. Now grab your tools and get leveling. So yeah, another thing to increase quality of whatever you get would be to also increase the level of your effectiveness with said thing. Quite obviously. There's a lot at play. Oh. Open stand. So you can open a little stand there. Let's activate the statue so we can teleport here. So we can get cabbages. Wheat. We don't have wheat yet. There's an apple there, but that's not a seed. Let's buy this wheat. Hey. I always forget to ride my pig. The day's still early, so let's have a little bit of a look around. Proverb, tomato. Want to get much better deals? Add tomato to your meals. So that tells us that tomato gives banter advantage. So that's kind of how that kind of thing looks. There's carrots. What's this guy? Hello? Try a look at the throwing game for 5 coins. I don't have 5 coins. Well, I do. But I won't spend them on that right now. Still early game. It kind of takes a while to get that money up so early on. Blood few. Actually pretty common. And the music in this zone is super relaxing. And yeah, I was only just starting on some of the... Oh, there we go. It's cool. Some of the stuff in this game. Like, right here's where you do sheep racing. And I waited until I'd got very, like, high up with that to do that. Like, I'd already bought a shop before I was racing sheep. The problem with inventing flowers is a lack of reference for puns. Doesn't even rhyme. What the heck? And hey, yeah, look, 3-star. Here's the blue, the stump surrounded by blue flowers, just as the old legend said. Proverb pair. Druida has a lovely pair. Vale folk like to stand and stare. Hey, baby. You remind me of a druida. Hey. Stupid fish, get back here. My ripple's not working very well. Oh, damn. I'm not very good at this. I'm not doing so hot, yo. What? It like, turned away from my rod. I can't even catch one fish. Oh my god. Oh. There we go. A coin tail. Bit rich. These pixel count developers think they're so goddamn funny. Oh. Hello. Nothing to bid on. Yeah, that's the sheep and cow market. There's another proverb. First 3 seasons of the year see strawberries grow below the trees. So you can't get them in winter. Can't get a lot of things in winter, so that's a weird thing to specify. Oh, the music has died down. Cuckoo avoids the fall. It does not like that time at all. So that won't grow in autumn. Ooh. Ooh, freaky. Mushroom. I'm a fun guy. I hate to say I made that joke days ago. Minutes ago. You would have heard it. So I got a lantern out. No Fashing Around or About by Simon Bell-Bottoms. What's got one eye, one leg, and one arm and hates humans? Yes, this is not a joke. The only punchline is what these monsters will do if they see you. It is said that when the ancient Fey goddess and the mother of our current goddesses, Echoia, first made the creatures that walk the realms of light and shadow, she was left with some spare parts. Rather than waste such precious creations, she created the Fakin. The Fakin was a gentle giant, but was teased and taunted about how silly it looked. This made the Fakin angrier and angrier, hopping mad if you will. It tore up a tree and began smashing the heads of those who laughed. They laughed no more. Consumed by guilt and bitterness, the Fakin retreated into the darker places to live among those who would accept it. Meet one day, and the joke is on you. So it's actually kind of important to read these because I get a lot of the monster names in this are quite unique to this game, like Nob, N-O-B, and Fakin and that kind of thing. And when you're fighting them in the combat zones, I'd have items that would say, oh, this is stronger against Fakin, or this will protect you against Hobbs. And I didn't know, apart from Hobbs, because they were in Fable, some of the names, I didn't know what those things were, so I didn't know the best time to use those items. But now that I've read this book, and it says one eye, one leg, and one arm, I know what monster it's talking about now. So I kind of regret not reading some of these. It's very helpful, actually. And you'll see that when we get to the combat. Probably won't do that in this session. Oh. We need the deep mine key to open this door. And there's also rocks here in the walls that we can mine once we've got a pickaxe. These will be our blacksmithing materials. Oh, another mushroom. I really do love the music. I think they did a great job with it. Dandelions show no fear. They stand proud all year. Just in case, like, you don't get a clock. I think that's going to be a priority for me, because I really don't like picking dandelions to tell the time. The Act of Worship by Bend Down. Oh, Goddess Day, such a glorious day. On this day, the folk of Quill pay their respects to our beloved Fey overseers. Many simple folks, though, do not quite understand the subtleties of worship and how to best gain advantages for their benefit. I will tell you, fair reader, how to make your offerings count. Firstly, on Goddess Day, day 7 for the layman, find a goddess statue and interact. Select Make Offerings to be presented with the offerings bowl and the pairings of goddesses. You can highlight the 8 circles to view the boons on offer. Choosing a boon on one side will highlight a curse on the opposite side for the jealous goddess. When you highlight one side, the other flips to show the curses. Once you have chosen your desired boon, providing you have the required offering, click on it and select the item you wish to offer. You can then move the goddess's icons up and down to switch pairings and fill the next bowl. Once you have the boons you want, confirm your selection. You do not have to fill all the bowls. One offering is enough to satiate the goddesses. Forget though, and you may be struck by a random curse. Once you're happy with which boons and blessings, even jinxes and curses you will gain, and have placed items for all 6 goddesses, confirm the offerings. You then have 1 week of goddess favour, or anger, to contend with, until the next Goddess Day. So go forth, make your offerings, and may the goddesses smile on your carrots. So that's interesting, yeah, because I've been making offerings on my other playthrough, and I was kind of a little confused then when it said 6 goddesses, but there's only 3 on offer. So the other three are three on the flip side that are jealous of the other goddess and will curse you. So every benefit comes with a negative, and you'll see what they're like when we get to Goddess Day. Cough Up the Dough, A Guide to Good Baking by Tom Baker E. There are various types of cooking in Quill, and all can be done from your friendly neighbourhood stove. Quillian ovens incorporate an excellent hob and warming kiln, which is what this book is about. You can create scandalous sandwiches, plump pies, and tremendous toasties. Simply pick a recipe, and if you get stuck, use the included manual, the help option at the top of the screen. I hope your pies will be as stout as oak, and with a lovely crust and hot fillings, or they will be withered like my pride after Melanie Batts rejected my proposal. We could have made such sweet breads together. I'll never get to cup her cakes. I will have to become a master baker in order to forget her. Oh, I think Truffles is sad. Oh no. He looked like he was crying. Let's turn this lantern off. So, do we have any more quests? We do not. I don't think we fully mapped this village, so I'll see if I can find the other map stone. And then make my way home. Egg, over here. Not funny. And you can get Fable free. What the fuck? You can get chickens to follow you, but I've not had any. Ah, there's a free pickaxe. Some tool can be leveled with use, and each level gained adds little bonuses. It can increase yields, damage, and so on, plus certain star ratings need a certain level of tool to get an extra star rating. Try using a sickle on anything that grows, or the slingshot to shoot down berries and apples. Every successful use gains XP, so equip accordingly. Get using those tools. Because precious ore within rocks, do not use on your nose. That's kind of weird, though, that it's sort of really pushing me to use the slingshot on berries and trees, because you can just pick those. You just press A on the tree and it'll drop them out. You don't have to slingshot them. Smiths Don't Have to Be Depressing by Anvil. Welcome, blacksmith. If you're reading this, you will likely have purchased your own smithy. I haven't. Hours of hot toil, bending the elements to your will, lay ahead. Smithing is a smoky art. It is a labour of love, sweat, and giving things a good old hammering. I have forged this book to help you out on the journey into the world of iron and muscle. Well, I have written it. To begin the basics, there are multiple types of ore you can mine. Use these combined with a mould to create your work. Customers will come into your shop and either ask for something off your shelves or request orders. Some customers are more patient than others, so if you need more time, just yell at them from the forge. They'll understand. When you finish crafting an item, you can send it to the shelf or your order cabinet. It's recommended that 2 people run a smithy, one for the shop and one for the forge. Someone charming is better placed selling, and someone strong and accurate is a better fit for the crafting. Do not forget to use your ledger to set opening hours, check accounts, hire and fire, and gain perks. Also use the stock cupboard to check inventory and order stock. And at the end of the day, do not forget to interact with the sign to close up. So that's how a lot of shops run. Although the blacksmithing obviously requires the building component. I really didn't like the blacksmithing in pretty much every Fable game. In this one, it's okay. I do keep having a weird thing with my controller where there's a part where you have to pull the triggers to sharpen the blade when the green bar shows up on each side. And I seemingly can only sharpen one side at a time. I don't know if that's on purpose because sometimes they show up together. But I don't know if it's also my input because I'm using like a PlayStation 4 controller, like additional input thing. But yeah, it's fine. I've not run into a massive roadblock with it. It's also really just as a bonus to improve your sharpness on it, on your sword. Man, I don't know where this other mapstone is. I'll have to look tomorrow. It's getting late, and I am but a wee boy. Not allowed up late. It's one of the only things I didn't like. Oh, there's a book here. One of the only things I didn't like about Stardew Valley is, like, you're not allowed to stay up all night. You can in Slime Rancher. And you can in this once you're grown up. Because you get to decide your own bedtime. Goddess Statues for Village Idiots by Neil Down. Ancient texts tell of when, shortly after the agreement, the Fae built statues all over Quill so that mankind could honour their protectors. Each statue represented all 6 goddesses to simplify worship and show unity among the Fae deities. The primary use of the statues is to make weekly offerings to each goddess to gain their favour on Goddess Day. Every offering has a value to each goddess, and they may like or dislike what is given. Each boon or curse lasts until the next Goddess Day. It's said that the statues have another purpose, and that if a simple offering is offered, then by crawling into the hole in the base, one will become dizzy and appear in another part of the haven. Making an offering of an apple is enough to facilitate this kind of travel. Many Quillians do not bother with this kind of travel, possibly because they can't fit in the hole or don't like wasting apples. So yeah, you can fast travel. I think the haven is like the world, effectively. Or the big district. So you've got I'll check in a minute. Way down deep in the middle of the vale, you can find basil bunched by the bale. So maybe that's just in the south areas. So you go to the world map. We've got all these areas here. So this is, you see at the top of the screen there, it says Quill. This part of the world is Quill. If we go north... Oh, well, it's not telling us now, but this is Quill. This is like Poppy Down, I think. This is another zone, and then this is Mellow Fields. Or Mellow Areas or something like that. But that's effectively how the havens work. There's like 4 or 5 havens to the whole map. Oh. The strawberries are back. I think tree... Oh no. I was going to say I think tree stuff takes a little longer to grow, but here it is. Maybe it's like an extra day. We're wanted by Uncle. Ah, beautiful seeds. Now you can see how good it feels to watch something you've planted grow yourself. Just stick them in the soil patches and give them a good soak. Let's do that right now. We've got our own little patches here. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. And then if we pull up our watering can. Oh, they don't need watering at the minute. Maybe that's because it's basically saying, well, someone else will take care of that for you. Oh, what seeds did you get? Did Uncle Bill tell you to use the watering can? Because you got to water them every day, or they'll dry up and stop growing. That must be what happened to me. Or we'd have a whole bunch of chocolate plants by now. Sure we would. Oh, we're just coming up to 9 PM. One brass is waiting to collect. Oh, it's raining. So we don't need to water our plants. Do you ever miss the shoe? Already feels like another life, but sometimes I wake up thinking we're still there. Then I realise I don't have someone's foot sticking in my eye, and I remember we left. Well, here's Sleepyhead. I don't really have that much for you to do today, but it would be good if you could deliver some milk to old Mother Hubbard over in Candlewick Cottage. She's the master cook of Quill, so might be able to give you a few tips. I don't mean carrot tips. It's quite a long walk, so we'll do you some good. Just use a metal bucket on old butterscotch there to fill it with milk. Otherwise, the day is your own. Take care out there. My parents found this land before me, and so on through the generations. So far as I know, it's been here since the beginning of time, and will carry on until the end of time. So we already have our milk, because it doesn't go bad. It does only say tin bucket, but it unfortunately doesn't say. Yeah, that's a problem, because sometimes you've got 5 glass jars all with a different thing in, and it literally just says glass jar and you don't know what's in it. So I think that needs to be fixed, TBH. This rain's very soothing. Traitor! What traits are? By Apley. What are those strange little symbols you see above people's heads when you gift them items? Why, it's a trait, of course. Most consumables will apply a trait to the consumer that can affect stats, affect their personality, or even cause a reaction. You can check what these symbols mean on the character status screen, and by viewing yourself or the NPC affected. Highlight one for tooltips. There are permanent traits and temporary. Many traits have an opposite which when applied will cancel out the active one. Up to 3 traits can be active at once on any living thing. Use these to your advantage. Someone too good at bartering? Lower their barter stat. Want some fun? Apply flatulence. Now go have fun out there. Yeah, so what you can do is like... we feed him a gassy apple. Our pig will turn into a balloon because he's flatulent. Isn't that fun? And look, now when we ride him, he's a balloon. How cool is that? Whee! Okay, let's, get this proverb down here. Oh, it's a gassy apple use. Gassy apple fills the belly, with wind most powerful and smelly. Well, it's not going to take us long to get to Old Mother Hubbard, actually. So... we'll do that, and then... I don't come back to the farm. There's a couple of things I'm missing, I feel. Have a good route around this place. Heh. So I was going to talk about this at the beginning when I started the recording. But I still keep wanting to do this. It's only by virtue of the fact that the camera's been on me that I've been able to hold myself back. But I still make this mistake by myself when I'm playing and talking about it by myself. When I first played the prototype, I kept calling the game Kynseed. Ooh, that was a trick shot. Lettuce. In the gardens of mellow fields, lettuce grows in great big yields. I kept calling the game Kynseed, and my brain always wants to call it Kynseed. And I actually got called out in the... not like meanly called out. But one of the developers of the game actually saw my video and told me how to pronounce it properly in the comments. Oh, there it is. So, I know it's Kynseed. But for some godforsaken reason, I always still want to call it Kynseed. There's even a button in the options menu. Smells like teen spirits. I say spirits, I mean armpits. There's a button in the options menu. I almost feel like they put this button in for me because I kept calling it Kynseed and the developer saw that. There's a button in the options menu that tells you how to pronounce the game. Because obviously what it means is like kin, like family. And it's the family seed, it's Kynseed. But they've spelt it with a Y just because it gives it a bit more personality. But I still can't help but call it Kynseed. So far on this video I've been pretty good just calling it Kynseed, but I was going to say at the beginning, oh by the way, if you saw my play of the prototype on my main channel, it's not Kynseed, it's Kynseed. So yeah. You'll have to keep an eye on me for that, in case I slip up. That icy feeling... excuse you. That icy feeling in the back of your skull? That's the stare of Druidita. I've had nothing but water for the past 2 hours, so I don't know where these are coming from. That is the stare of Druida digging into your soul. Make bountiful offerings, or prepare to writhe in the darkness of 1,000 curses. Now you'll see a little symbol next to her, what's happening. That means she's got a little quest for us. Could you keep an eye out? I seem to have lost my pep powder. I was in Moss Whisper Ruin when I noticed it had gone missing. Thanks. Bless you. Now, one thing I like about this game is the personal quests like that do not have a time limit in the way the notice board quests do in Stardew Valley. So even when we grow up as an adult, we'll still have that quest to fulfill. I like that. I don't have to worry about doing it whenever. I can do it on my own accord. You must be my long-lost cousin, the short and stout one, right? No, can't see no handle on you. Oh, right, because her name's Edna Teapot. Oh, she's standing like that, too. She's standing like a teapot. Eyesight's not what it used to be. Gone right down the spout. My ears aren't the same either since I had them waxed. She also has a quest. I would love to sample your cooking. Oh, no. Do you think you could make me something? I'm going to decline that. Because it doesn't make her hate us, but it's going to be so long until I get to the point where I can cook properly. Because you need to gather recipes first. And it'll always have, like, a condition. Like, oh, make me something with fish in. Or make me something 3 stars. Something like that. Clay says goo. The Hoe of Legend by Arswiper. Arswiper, I just got that. It was an autumn day long ago. As the harvest moon faded, Master Blacksmith Horace stepped outside his front door and gazed at the verdant skies above the Sunhaven. He spied a spark of light that flew into his valley and created a large hole in the ground. Upon investigation, he found a shining gem, which he named the Dew Star. He took it as a gift from the goddesses, and so he decided to forge a hoe called the Ultima in their honor. He took it to the rune factory to get a special stone made for it. Runestone, hearthstone, stone shard, stone hearth, whatever. When it was completed, it was very bejeweled. As he walked home, he passed the graveyard keeper. He was moonlighting as a nowhere prophet on a shrouded island somewhere under sunless skies, down a well and probably under a tail, the way this is going. And that, dear readers, is just the tip of a reference iceberg. Okay. That was kind of confusing to read. Oh, this is like Baby Central. There's another one over here. Get on that homestone. Hey, old man. Ignatius Kettle. What's that you say? Will I drown, ma'am? My mum passed away years ago. Oh, you're from Willowdown Farm. Never heard of it. Never heard of it. I live in your... whatever. Copper kettle. Woo. That baby's cuter than the other one. I didn't care for the other one. Oh, here's this, your visage inspires in me a spontaneous stanza. Ahem. A pond brimming with tadpoles in a summer storm. Their tails are restless. The drops spell out a rainbow on the water's surface. It is you, the frog to become. Good to see you. I've been really busy lately trying to identify more of our various bugs. You could say I have the collecting bug. Maybe one day I will share all my fluttering secrets. Oh, is nature not an intoxicating bliss? And among all creatures, none deserve my lyrical odes as much as the majestic insects that flit and flutter among us. All one needs to entrap these miraculous hexapods is a jar. Some people like to keep them in such glass cages forever, or even bound them in books like frozen little poems. But I rather set them free so that they might continue to fill our world with their vibrant hues. Goodbye. Oh, there's 2 books in here. Turn a Hog, The Fey Realms, Volume 1. By Amos C. Wall. Oh, Amos, you've written a couple of books. Turnanog is the first of the Fey Realms and home to the Purkin. They say it is a land of pulsing roots, twisting trees, oversized flowers, and glowing pools of sweet water. It's a land of laughter, nectar, good cheer, and colour. The fair folk that live there flit and twirl and dash amongst the strange flora, and make merry pranks as they chitter and fritter and flatter and fly. They say any man who steps into that realm and bathes in the azure waters has his heart refreshed and his love renewed. They say it never rains there, which is probably good, as many Purkin homes are made of gingerbread. This is not confirmed. The sign of Tirnanog is 3 circles together. Some say these represent the 3 tenets of Purkin: love, laughter, and shopping. A wise scholar, my mum, thinks they represent the binding of the realms. Tirnanog, the human realm, known as Ystor and the home of the goddesses Opal. Oh, Tirnanog, the human realm, and Ystor. I get it. How does one reach such a fantastical place? They say there are doorways in the human realm that need a magical light shone upon them. There are said to be 4 Fey realms, and each has their own stone doorway, standing silently in a circle. Tread up the center of that circle, and they call to you. So I've actually, yeah, you can get there. I have been there. Why do you want, what? A book? What? What? Why do you have a book floating across your head? I've never seen that. I've seen, like, apples and stuff, but not books. Pointless collectible or great design. A guide to catching insects by Beekeeper. Let's talk about insects. There are 5 types of collectible flappy small creatures. Bees, fireflies, wisps, moths, and butterflies. Some only appear at night, some gather by light, and different types can be found in different regions. Gotta catch all of them in some sort of collection. Must think of a catchier phrase for that. There's actually not that much point to such a collection, unless sometime in the future someone creates a die-making machine. Wink wink. Proverb for the river trout. In the Vale you will see river trout happy as can be. So you can only catch river trout in the Vale. Diary of a Milkman by G. Rimsdale. No way. Hi, Mr. Grimsdale. Excerpts from a very long diary. Day 232. I forgot to make an offering yesterday morning before my delivery round. Now all the milk's curdled. Day 245. That bloody cat. The comb woman has a cat that is a real terror, so I gave it some milk spiced with a little go-easy potion from Sippin' Winters. Day 246. I slipped on the comb woman's front path. Realised it was cat poo. There was like a river of it. Too much potion. Day 247. Cat suspects me. Every time I go to that house, it hisses at me. Must keep a low profile. Day 254. Kissed old Betty, the bearded lady. Drowned my guilt with 3 pints of milk. Day 255. Threw up all morning, so went to the apothecary for a cure. Turns out I had drunk curdled milk. Yep, forgot my offerings again. Day 279. Not much has happened lately, but today saw a rock fall from the sky and break my shed roof. Day 283. Curse those brownies. I forgot my offerings and my prize cows now honk every time I squeeze their udders. Day 303. Considering offering myself to the goddesses on rebirth days so I can finally die and come back as a fungus. Oh no. Ugh, I really need a better clock. I miss my regular clock from my other playthrough. I think I can take this. I cannot. You think wrong, fool! Oh, a carrot. The Vale is home to hardy carrots, brighter than the brightest parrots. That didn't really give me any information. Ooh. That's freaky. You stand on it and it's like, ooh. Now the cottage we want is this way. To old Mother Hubbard. Oh my. Ooh, more cuckoo dew. I like this music. What the fuck? A checkered chub. Checkered chub stays away from those bright summer days. Okay, so it likes the night time and not summer. I'm gonna take this. So you can take these ones because this isn't like a relationship person. This is she's like Twig. She'll teach you how to cook. So you can't, like, get your friendship points up with her. Primrose always makes things calmer. When in a potion, it makes a charmer. So that's one of the traits of Primrose. Here we go. Curried custard. Oh, sorry, I didn't see you there. Just had a new recipe idea. Name's Old Mother Hubbard. Master cook. Sorceress of sauces. Prodigy of porridges. Virtuoso of victuals. The gardens, good alliteration. The gardens of the goddesses themselves are perfumed with the aromas coming from my kitchen. That's how good I am. Now, as a master, it is my sworn duty to pass on my skills to anyone who wants to learn. So if you want to become a doyen of dough, a guru of gruel, a shaman of soup, bring whatever ingredients I ask for. You'll see that my recipes bring all sorts of marvellous boons. We'll start with something easy. Bring me an ordinary cabbage and I'll show you how to transform it into hearty, delectable stew. It does have some socially awkward side effects, but flatulence is a small price for keeping you full for a good long while. You'll see that using ingredients to whip up delicious dishes is much better than eating raw ingredients like a rube. The benefits are greater and last longer. So bring me that cabbage and we'll get started. I believe I have a cabbage. Oh, I gotta give her milk first, right? Oh, just what I asked for. Lovely. Well, she liked it. So this'll teach us a simpleton stew. So all we need is tomato, cabbage, and basil. Now, one thing to pay attention to is the star level, like the quality levels you need for these, because I was doing this on my other playthrough and accidentally could only make 1-star simpleton stews. So I made 5 of them, then came here and was like, shit. It's very annoying. But now I know we can also make them on the menus. Fulfill these requests on the menus. So there's that, so we can fast travel here. I think I missed this in my last playthrough. Carrot makes the shadows bright if you can stay awake that night. What? Is it saying that carrots... Holy shit, a 5-star gassy apple. The Gardener's Friend by Mashdit, the Master Gardener. I have mastered gardening over many years, so I have very polished tips for helping you grow and germinate. Berries and tree fruit have a 2-day cycle, a bicycle as it were. Not that I know what one of those is. Tomatoes have a 3-day growth cycle and do not need watering. Collect them from the trellis. Make sure they're nice and firm by giving them a good squeeze. Then check your tomatoes. Oh, I see what you did. Okay, you made me look like a fool. Barley and wheat do not need watering, but everything else needs a sprinkle daily. Ah, that's why I couldn't water my wheat. The use of fertilizer will really help create bigger, hardier plants. So grab your wooden bucket and hold your nose. Be sure to check if a crop is in season and be aware of active jinxes and curses. If nothing is growing, it's not necessarily a bug. You know, greenfly, beetles, and so on. Okay, so I've seen things poop, and I've tried to collect it, but I guess I was using the wrong thing to collect, because apparently you can collect it and use it as fertilizer. Still learning. Time to play the game. Yeah, here's the other map stone. Let's do some fishing here. I got some unique fish. Oh, what? Get on my rod. What? Oh no, I spooked it. I'm usually better at like than this. I think I'm just being a little impatient. Yeah. Huh. Well, I'm not catching great fish anyway. Actually, there's a way back through here, I think. Which will give us a new area to look forward to. Cowpat Farm. If I remember rightly, everyone on Cowpat Farm is an asshole. Time passes without fail in the lush and leafy vale. So time always grows everywhere. Ooh, that looks tasty, actually. Plowman's Cob, a web of intriguing flavors. Open up! Opal, City of Deities by Heavenly Angel. Heavenly Angel. Like the gemstone after which mortals named her, the city of Opal is iridescent, vibrant, and wondrous. At least that's what artists and storytellers have imagined when painting and describing this divine realm glimmering beyond the distant mountains of the north. It's said there was a time when mortals were given the opportunity to enter the city's gates and live there eternally by the side of the goddesses. Those who wished to have their skill and reputation judged would stand before the mirror and state their case. If proved worthy, that person would step through the mirror, and eternal pleasures would be their prize. Come on, piggy. Rotten apple. Rotten apples you can get if your brownie is upset. Oh, we've met quite a few people off this farm. Apart from this Vanellope looking motherfucker. Millie cow. Ain't you one of them adoption kids? What happened? Your mom and pa dumped you in the woods? I can see why. Bitch. I'm so run off my feet. You're like 6 years old. I need a bunch of items, but I have no time to gather them. Could you help me? I'll pay well. Thank you very much. So she's given us a quest. She's hampered, apparently. Got too many tea parties to run. I ain't supposed to talk to strangers. You're a stranger's blue cow dung. So go on and get. So if we go to our, that's wrong, quest thing, and we go to our people's quest, she wants a lot of strawberries, a lot of gassy apples, and quite a few pears. But it'll give us 100 friendship points. So you'll either get gold coins as a reward, or you'll get friendship points. Now, I was neglecting the quests that give you friendship points for a while, because I was like, well, you know, how important could they be? Oh, shit. However, people, if they're your friend, will start sending you recipes and proverbs in the mail. Get on my line, you shit. If they're, like, really, really good friends. So I recommend doing it, actually. I thought she was going to steal my dandelion. Also, you can catch bugs, but there's little snails wandering around that you can't catch. I've tried, trust me. Unfortunately. So that's someone else's apple tree. Oh, there's a book in there. Actually. Have I got all the stones? Well, it's showing me the whole area, so I imagine so. Steal this book. Druida, goddess of orchards, by Maypole. All of Vale worships Druida, goddess of orchards. She is revered as a gentle soul, full of laughter and very fair of face. Offerings to her may bless the worshipper with juicy apples and pears and sweeter berries. Offend this usually calm Fey lady, and you can expect worms in your fruit, sour pears, curdled milk, and even blight. It is worth speaking to local folk to find out what offerings she prefers. It's widely known she has an aversion to meat and fish, so be careful. She's like a natural person. I think different areas of Quill favour different goddesses. Cabbage looks and tastes so dull, but it doesn't half make you pull. What does that even mean? Pull as in strength, or pull as in... you know. I apologise for the crudeness, but then it's quite a crude game. A berry blue and very tasty in the lush vale where life ain't hasty. You don't give me a lot of information on the blueberries. And I think I've got like 2 proverbs from them. Oh, we're in the Cookie Wood, okay. Well, it's quite late, so I can't really explore this area right now. I'll have to make it home. But I do like the Cookie Wood. My favourite NPC so far is in the Cookie Wood. We'll meet her later. Oh, there's that guy we talked to. Ah. Got a statue. We're back to town. Oh, here's the main town. Okay. We got all the things, right? Yeah. Do 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 do. This is the town I've been through the most, so the music's really stuck in my head. Wurzel Scrumpy. We don't much like strangers round Testy Acres. Stay away. Only Scrumpies are welcome. And even then I got half a stink eye on them. Yeah, Testy Acres is another area. To the south of here, actually. Actually, I went there. That was one of the last areas I went to, strangely. I forgot to check south of Druida Cross. Now, have we done all our stuff? We have. These are just notice board tasks. We can do these anytime. We're doing the story tasks at the moment. And it's day 3, so I should be able to get some tomatoes. Oh my god. Up here? Yeah, there we go. You say tomato, I say tomato. Same thing when written down. I ran into that problem the other day, actually. I was writing a joke that ended with, but you know, tomato, potato, potato. But because I was writing it, it just looked like I was saying potato, potato. Can't forget my offering. Where's Uncle? Do. Oh damn. We're working hard for that brass. I'm not sure about this whole Summertide thing. Last night I had another strange dream and it was the festival and everyone in the village was acting all weird. Just a nightmare, I guess. You need a sickle to harvest wheat or cut through long grass. Our old sickle rusted, so we need a new one. Jeremy's Irons in the village should be able to help. I get it, Jeremy Irons. Uncle Bill seems very kind to you. I often think about our real parents. I can't remember them at all. We must have been given away when very young. Do you think they were too poor to feed us? Did they die fighting monsters? Were we bad children? We'll never truly know. I've worked on this farm all my life, poured my life and soul into it. Can't tell you how good it feels to know it will stay in the family when you two inherit it. I just donated to the brownies. There we go. My time is up. I apologize. I believe also your... What? What can I... Come in here. Stop. I don't think pigs leave manure unless they're in there either. Unless they're in their pen. So we're going to go back to Candlewick West. I think you said I don't really need manure right now, and walking is very slow. You can get multiple animals and steeds when you get older, so it's not a big deal. You can have like a riding pig and some fertilization pigs. And I think they find truffles when you like get them better as well. Oh, the shop's not open yet even. Well, while I wait for them to... Look, he's right there. Well, hello there, young'un. All out of sickles, I'm afraid. I'm also afraid of going into the mine to dig for ore, which is why we're out of sickles. I heard some knocking, so I got straight out of there. But tell you what, here's the key to the mine. If you're brave enough to get your own ore, pop back into the smithy, and I'll show you how to make your own sickle. Goddesses go with you, because I sure am not. You'll find the mine... Ooh. You'll find the mine behind our house, which is up and left from the smithy. You probably won't run into any knockers, but just in case, it was nice knowing you. Knockers is actually like a terrifying name for a monster. You'll have to speak to Jeremy for all your sickle-related inquiries. Best be careful in that mine. It's a health and safety nightmare, that place. So it should be right here. Nope. Ah, fuck. I got stuck in the transition the transition animation before I could pull back. Is it up here? Here it is. The blue key mine. So now what we want to do is set this to our lantern, turn it on, and then set this to our pickaxe and turn it on. Now we have both of those kind of equipped. Oh. Wait, what? I think I missed a turn off. Where are we going here? Oh, here we go. Now we can mine. So watch the bar above the little pickaxe icon in the bottom right. Is that up here? That's our experience. Tin ore, all mine. Well, there's all sorts of crap in here. Or an apple. Put an apple in fairy rings, and rot it will like. And put an apple in fairy rings, and rot it will like darkest things. So if we want a rotten apple, we take a regular apple and put it inside fairy rings, which are like rings of mushrooms. For those not in the know. Oh, these mushrooms aren't great. The good thing about these mines is they also kind of act like early game transportations. They'll take you to different parts of the map. A plea by Bernie Cake. The good folk of the Vale allowed the miners of Deepstone to work our tin mines, yet even those experienced men and women were too scared once the knocking started, and they left. Now it's just the knockers and me. I stay here trying to mine the ore as my family needs the brass. I hear them even now, making their infernal sounds. There's a creeping dread that I'm being watched, and sometimes feel a presence behind me, and dare not turn around. As I write, the knocking grows louder, and the presence looms large behind me. I know that if I turn around, I might be staring straight at a pair of big knockers, or worse. If you find these notes, please tell my wife, Patty. Is that the name of your wife, or? Oh, we've merged in the burial grounds. Oh, we can make it back to the village from here. Oh, this is where old Jacob lives. Oh, what day are we on, by the way? It's not Druid Day. Oh no, it's Uncle Bill's birthday tomorrow. Well, we got a whole day, so let's look around the burial grounds a little bit. Fable was very well known for like the carvings on its headstones. So I don't know if I can't remember if there's any on these. It doesn't appear so. Man, this is a big area. This requires a key. I love the sound effect for the map stones. It sounds like crumbling rocks. Which is very satisfying to me, just getting a bunch of rocks and going like that. Time to put bad stinks to rest. You will always smell your best. It's very helpful as well. So far we're getting proverbs for the things that we're finding and the things that we're growing. When we get exposed to a lot of the other ingredients, it can be very hard to find so many proverbs for like one thing or another. Ooh, Sue Pollard. Sue Pollard. I just got that. Nothing better for making you feel high to high. Sue Pollard was not like... I get it. I know all these old shows, so I get all these references. I don't know how many people are getting them. Creatures of the Forest, Hobbs, Lobs, and Knobs by Wendigo. Wendigo? If you... Like, pretty much all the names and all the jokes are just that. Like, they've made a different name from a different word, you know what I mean? If you go down to the woods today, you're sure of a big surprise. If you go down in the woods today, you'd better go in disguise. For every hob that ever there was will gather there for certain, because today's the day the small ones have their picnic. Picnic time for Hobbs and Lobs, the little folk are having a lovely time today. Watch them, catch them unawares, and slay them quick before they get away. See them hiding in the shrubs, sharpening knives, they never have any cares. At 6 o'clock the big bad knobs will waken from their beds and try to tear you all to bits, every child who's ever been bad, and cursed to roam the deeps, filling globes with noxious gas, and stabbing fools in their sleeps. Beneath the trees where nobody sees, they'll hide and seek as long as they please, 'cause that's the way the small ones have their picnic. So from this I can discern that the knobs only come after 6. The hobs just tend to come. I'm not sure what a lob is. Oh, the lobs are the ranged ones. I mean, it's very, I'm sorry, it's very annoying for me to talk about these as though you've seen them yet, and I know you haven't. But all this is just kind of clicking to me because I've been sort of a naughty boy, I haven't read these books, so no. Oh. Little sap. In secret glades of Tir na Nog, little sap seeps from arcane logs. So that's in the magical land. That's the hole we came out of. Okay, let's go create this scythe. Oh, I should probably put my lantern on. Especially with a light in my face, it's still very dark. And the way out was down here. Here. So as you can see, they teleport you around a little bit. A mold used for blacksmithing. Well, drop an anvil on my toe. Here you are, alive and with a pocket full of ore. You've earned a lesson in the noble art of smithing, that's for sure. Get a hold of the chain on that forge and we'll get started. So, let's begin your smithing apprenticeship. Start by selecting an ore and a mold. You only have tin ore and a sickle mold, but there are many more materials and molds out there to create anything from jewellery to swords. So we'll pick our mold and then the thing to go in the mold. Melt your ore by holding and releasing A to blow the bellows. I think you only have to do this twice. Yeah, there you go. Lower the item to the forge and heat it by pressing A. Then press A again to remove it. Aim for the green marker on the scale. So A, and then A. Damn it! Missed it. Well, it improved our durability anyway. It's only going to be 1 star either way. And then this is like some hi-fi rush bullshit where you got to get it perfect. Oh, that wasn't too great. And then we do the exact same thing, but in reverse, because we're cooling it instead of heating it. Hey, we did it. Max durability. Hold left trigger and right trigger to sharpen your item on the grindstone. Aim for the green areas. Grinding a grey area will ruin your item. So that's what I mean. I can't do both at the same time. So that's what I was talking about earlier. Ah, shit. And it's very... There's these little ones that come. They're very hard to hit. That's the toughest part of blacksmithing so far. I'm not very good with that. Great stuff. You can store made items in different places to suit your needs or keep it for yourself. You made your first item in a blacksmith. I feel you could become really good at this in time. Maybe one day you might even own your own smithing business. I will say, like, it can be very difficult to get the stars up. 3 star for 1 star material, not bad. Not bad, because it's usually very limited to the quality of the item you have, and I only had 1 star tin. Well done, you'll make a fine smith. You're welcome to use the forge anytime, but you do need to provide the ore. I'll pay you per item you make at the selling table. One day you might even make something as great as the hammer my father gave me as an heirloom. I daren't use it as it's so precious. Oh, he still wants to talk? Great, well like I said, if you provide the ore then you can make as much as you want. Good, there we go. Shut up in your mouth. But now I believe, go to my tasks. Well, I can harvest wheat. Still need to feed my pig. I keep forgetting to do this. Have a gassy apple. There you go. And you can... We'll go back to the burial grounds down here. Find some extra stuff. Well, actually, it's Uncle's birthday today, and then tomorrow's Druid Day. So what I'll do is get to Druid Day very quickly, and then maybe call the session. Feel like a 2 hour and a bit session. I was hoping to get through the opening today. It is quite late at night though. And it's longer than I remember it being. I think overall it takes you like 4 hours to get through the opening. Because it's the first season, effectively. So spring is your opening to the game. Nicely done on that sickle, by the way. Kept meaning to say, that's very impressive work. Smithing is hard work, but can build up your muscles for sure. I prefer the smells of the farm. Pig muck over pig iron for sure. Goodbye. I don't think you need... Yeah. I don't think you need a sickle to harvest wheat. I could be wrong. Seems logical. Okay, well, let's do a spot of fishing for a couple of hours because you can only fast forward 12 hours. And it's only 4 PM. I did want to get to the end of the childhood section today because that point in the story is where a lot of development happens. The mechanics really kind of... It's teaching us the basics now, and then it gets to a point where when you break into adulthood, there's a big turn in the story and it gives you all these other mechanics like combat and what have you. So... it would have been nice to get to that, but I'll try and play more as soon as possible. To at least get to that stage. I'm going to use this game as a sort of break-up between other games. Not worry too much about uploading this once every week or something, which is why I'm doing extended sessions of it too. Sort of a consistent among the variety. Effectively. So while I'm playing and finishing a bunch of other games, this can just sort of go on. I think that's a nice way to do it. Children must sleep from 11 PM to 6 AM. You will awaken at 6 AM. That's fine. That's actually what I wanted to happen. Oh man. We're making bank. Today is just an ordinary day, really. Just like any other. Have you been to the notice board in the village? It's just opposite the goods store. It's worth checking there to see if any of the villagers need some help. While you're down there, it's pig auction today. We can't afford a new pig, but why don't you nip down to the auction stall in Festival Green and get some experience of them? You know, Quill's a lot bigger than just the Vale. You might get to see some of it yourself one day with any luck. Me and your Aunt Rose always planned on travelling, but we just couldn't afford to leave the farm that long. Oh. It's kind of sad. And I kind of know how that feels. I mean, not in terms of caring for a farm. Hello. Do you ever miss the shoe? Or it feels like another life? Oh, I already read that. Hey, isn't it? Read the notice board, feed the pig. I'll, Oh, he's full. I'll spare him the gassy apple for today. His stamina's down, which is interesting. You'd think an apple would give you energy. You want to harvest as much as possible for the later game, trust me. Now, I didn't recognize those were things you could harvest at first. There, yeah, you don't need a sickle. Do not put down your pants. It chafes. Or chafes, I guess. Let's go read that notice board. I think I misread the days. No, it's Uncle Bill's birthday. Interesting. And then I'll finally get to show you guys the Druida day mechanics tomorrow. I mean, I do have some quests active, but I didn't accept them from the notice board. Nice to see a friendly face. I could love to sample your cooking. Fine. Let's see what she wants. I was pressing the wrong button. Cook some food using turnips. Oh, for God's sake. Turnips are like autumn food. Oh, here we go. Hugs are fine, but some sort of gift wouldn't go miss. Urgently required at Willowdown Farm by Uncle Bill. So yeah, we got to get him a birthday present. Present for Uncle Bill. Now, you can pretty much give him anything. No reason to spend money on one, really. However, I think these are only... No, I'm a candy squirrel. Contains actual squirrel. May also contain nuts. I like this shop music. When we get all our quests done, then we can enjoy the day. That's the best way to do it. That's the best way to live. It's not a way I live by. I would recommend it. I just noticed that there's bells on the entrance gate to our farm as well. Nice little details like that. Your uncle is after a gift for his birthday today. That's sad that he had to request it from the notice board. A gift? For me? So I got you a candy squirrel, uncle. Oh, look, he loves it. You remembered my birthday. Thank you. Do you know why the ancients use iron nails to bury their dead in wooden boxes? Tin wasn't invented. Possibly. Yeah, it's like set in the far, far future. It's very strange. So now we'll go back to the burial grounds. I'll have a ride round somewhere else. Let's go to Testy Acres. There we go. Down here. There's a maps down here too. Keep an eye out for anything. I haven't really explored this area. Days of the week by tomorrow. There are 7 days in a week and 2 weeks per season. Like Stardew Valley. Although I think Stardew Valley has 4 weeks in a season. And 6 days. No! I'm a fucking idiot. 6 days? Yeah, 7 days, 4 weeks, right? Goes to 28 every time, I think. Yes, time can move fast in this land. Probably too fast for some, but get used to it. The days are Moon's Day, Truth's Day, Woe's Day, Turn's Day, Frail's Day, Satyr's Day, Soul's Day, or Goddess Day. Certain things affect the world each day, and the clue is often in the day's name. What? Find out what and use that knowledge to your advantage. Certain things affect the world each day. Based off the name? What would Turn's Day be? Maybe combat turns? Because it is turn-based, the combat. That's so, like, difficult and confusing to get to grips with. I'm not sure I like that. Oh, here's Moss Whisper Ruin. This is where... Oh, there it is. Look, we can get a quest done. That's the pet powder that someone lost. Candied hair is very sweet. Buy from shops, so use your feet. You can only get those from shops. Oh, there's mushrooms around here. What's that? On the day of worship seek a withered tree in secret deep. Interesting. That swan. Eggs are full of healing fun. Hooray! But they also make you run away. What the hell is that? Oh, I thought it was like a nettle mushroom. I was gonna say I've never seen one of those. In my experience. A lot of fish here. I wonder if any of them are new. Ah! It bites and then just when I start reeling in, it stops biting. It's irritating to me. Oh, it's a river, so there's pikes. Oh, so you can see a butterfly there. That's the kind of thing you gotta catch. If I die. Chicken drumstick. Chicken makes your muscles strong, heals, and makes your dog's tongue long. Wait, what? Oh. I don't remember this entrance to the Blue Mine. This is new. My eyes feel like they're gonna bleed. I'm counting sheep are running out. It's like it fits the music. Oh. Huh. I didn't know there was a mine like this. Wait, what? This connects to a green door, but it's a blue mine. Oh no! Oh no! Transported me. I wasn't done there. When your energy is gone, Apple can help you still go on. Oh, got a statue. Oh, this song's super weird for the game, to be honest with you. Oh. I'm not even sure where I am. Door over here. You need the Wurzel's Grotto key to open. Well, I've met Wurzel. I think I'm in Testy Acres. I think. I'll know if I find their house. Oh, well, I'll know now. Oh, Crumble Chalk Mine. There's a red entrance and a green entrance. Well, that tree's got a face on it. The work of the Fae. Here we go. I know where I am now, thank God. I was panicking a little bit. Well, all I know is the Testy family do not like me. At the moment. Ooh, they got a weird secret shed back here. Their secret locked away. So here's one of those stone circles that has 4 doorways that go to the different lands of the Fae. An Ode to Daruda by Peanut. O goddess fair of apple-scent hair, O beauteous Fae deity of deep joy and gaiety, O how the orchards whisper your name, O how they tell of your grace and your fame. Your apple seed tastes ever so sweet, O Daruda whose fruit does fall at her feet. She with a smile from branch to strong bough, laughing mongst willow and silent old plough. O beauteous goddess with blossom soft hand, fulfill our rich orchards and bless our fair land. So because we've got so many hints that Druida is like a deity that likes like fruit and orchards and stuff, we can assume that she'll only accept offerings of things like fruit and berries and that kind of thing. And she won't accept meat. Dad doesn't like me talking with people, but just wanted to say welcome to the Vale. Oh, that's quite nice. Is it true you're also a twin? If they're as dun-sprained as mine, you have my commiserations. Oh, Ned, I like you. You're a cool dude. Jed's grumpy. Hey, another kid to play with. Here, pull my finger. Come on, pull it. Goodbye. Woof Justice, A Guide to Dog Ownership, Part 1 by Kane Hines. Introduction. Hello, I am Kane Hines. Nice to meet you. End of introduction. Dogs. What are they? Well, they're four-legged animals. They are not people, not some sort of fruit or small vegetable. Dogs need boundaries, and I mean more than just a fence. A dog is an extension of your arm. They are your shield, your sword, your intruder alarm, your pie detector. Use a dog as a living tool to carry out your commands, and you will find much satisfaction from owning one. Dogs have a keen sense of smell, and this is because tiny fairies called He-Man goblins live inside the blood tubes in their noses. Dogs have brittle nose bones, and the strong He-Man goblins stop the Skeletor bone from breaking and entering the grey skull of the dog. You don't know what you're talking about, Canine. I think you got some things twisted there, bud. Oh, I see a proverb hidden in the bushes. Bloodfew. When the land is sprinkled white, Bloodfew shirks and takes flight. So that'll grow in Wint-tier. There we go, there's Testy Acres. And here's their home stone. Oh! The Missus is missing. She's Mrs. Misters. She's Misters. I'm not as good at it as the writers. So I was over here. I would like to return, thank you very much, and avoid the mine in this Celtic land. Although the music's very Celtic-y. Like there was a place over here as a mapstone. Oh. See, glad I came back here. Just have a little wander about. Rotten apples poison fair. They fly quite nicely through the air. So if I throw them at like someone, it will poison them. Ooh. Ooh, I wonder if this is one of those shrines. I did completely miss this. Remember, I don't know everything. Like anyone needs saying. See, there's a proverb I missed. Squirrels dipped in luscious candy make a friendship very handy. So that's a really... It's pointing to that's a really easy way to get friendship points up, is to give someone a candy squirrel. But you can only buy them, you can't make them. So if you just wanted to, like, go, screw it, I need a bunch of friends. You just hoard candy squirrels. Or buy a shop and then order the stock. And buy it for yourself, I guess. Buy all the stock. A 3-star dandelion. So tomorrow's Druida Day. Let's get in there. These walls are so... I wish they'd moved the walls, to be quite frank with you. Takes us to 6 AM. Oh, I gotta cook something. Morning. I'm off to Festival Green to pay homage to Druida. Every week we make her an offering on Goddess Day so that she will smile on us. And with summertide almost here, it's more important than ever that we gain her favour. Why don't you meet me down there and I'll show you? It's about time you learned our ways. You won't get far in life without the blessings of the goddesses. You know, well, that's stuff I've heard already. I think that's a glitch that after you've listened to their proper stuff. Sorry, their point of interest. Their next, the new thing they want to tell you with the exclamation mark above their head. It shows it again afterwards because it wasn't doing that when I first started playing again like a month ago, and now it does. Ever since an update, so it might be a little thing that they need to fix. Okay, so I'll show you how some of the cooking works. This is just some of the cooking. This is how the stews work. So you have three timers here. With some of the cooking, the pot on the right, you gotta watch the temperature. Thankfully, you don't have to do it with the stews because they just simmer. However, each item on the left has their own timer, and you want those timers, those egg timers, or sand timers, to finish at the same time. So you'll prepare the one with the most sand, then the second most sand, and then the least sand, so that hopefully they'll all finish around the same time. So I'll show you what I mean. First, we'll chop up this thing. I'm holding A to do this in sections, and if the sections are too big, they'll glow, and you'll have to chop them up finer. So you're gonna make them very, very fine. You hold down and you scrape it into the pot, which I like a lot. We'll prep this tomato by chopping it up. And then when the amount of sand in the one that's running down looks about the same as the one in the tomato, I'll flip it and they'll be about the same. And then with this, you gotta chop it up finally and then grate it like that. And now that's ready. We'll wait a little bit. And then shove that in there. And they should all finish around the same time. I've left the time a little long there. But it's fair enough. It will tell you if you've left it too long. Something to get used to. I loved by village idiots and hungry people. I messed up quite a few times to get used to the cooking. And like I say, each type of food has its own minigame, so I'm still not very good at a lot of them. I think stews are actually some of the easiest, because you don't have to monitor heat levels. You don't have to look at two sides of the screen at the same time. You only have to look at the timers, and that's it. But with some things, you gotta pay attention to like 4 things. Powders and alchemy stuff is very difficult to do, because you have a rack of like firmaments or filaments and counteractions that you've really got to pay attention to. So I'm still not very good at that. But you know, it's kind of, I'm glad it's not all just the same minigame. It would get super boring. So it's just something to get better at with anything you build. Clear as Folk by Beryla Laughs. It is a truth locally acknowledged that there is no place more peaceful, tranquil, and lush than Quill, nor people as friendly, helpful, and oblivious as Quillians. And if you want to live a full life, avoiding the pitfalls others have fallen into in the past, you ought to listen to the wisdom of these honest folk. Wherever you go in this fair land, you will come across vital pieces of knowledge scrawled on bits of weatherproof paper left behind by some generous soul. Whether they're about how to abide by laws and customs, make the best of nature's bounty, or face some of the dark perils that lurk beneath the surface, you're sure to find them all helpful. Well, most of them. Of course, some knowledge isn't written on any scrap or tome, and you'll only find it on the tongues of people you meet. Not literally, of course, but becoming friendly enough with such sages, and those tongues are bound to loosen. Be sure to collect each saying in your journal, so you can refer to it often. And there's much you can learn yourself from things you find in the world if you study them carefully, whether bird, beast, flower, or anything else. So go out, learn, and explore. As the old proverb says, you can't lead a horse to water because they're extinct. There you go. Proof that they are extinct. I also realise I keep switching between saying proverb and proverb. I have that problem with other words sometimes. I remember myself in other videos pronouncing a word 2 different ways. But I think you're expected to read that book first, because it's on Willowdale Farm and it basically tells you, hey, read all the books, pick up all the books. So I missed that. They should really just put it in the middle of the path, then I wouldn't have missed it. Ooh, before I go on, I'm just going to buy a couple of these. Well, I'll buy one, a glass jar, just so I can collect honey. For cooking. So we'll go to the festival grounds. 'Tis Druida Day. Glad you could join me. There are a few things I can teach you that are more important than the rituals of the goddesses. How we worship determines how we live and what fate has in store for us. Everywhere you go, you'll find goddess statues where you can make an offering on a goddess day like this one. But what pleases one goddess may offend another, so take care to see what effect your offering will have. Whatever boons and blessings you earn will last all week, but so will the misfortunes. So be sure to choose wisely and consult the statues to see where you stand with each goddess. Don't neglect them though. If you fail to make any offerings or insult them with poor gifts, you might find yourself jinxed or even cursed. Wurzel Scrumpy keeps trying to catch flies now and then with his tongue. That'd be cool, actually. So, here's how the offerings work. So, these don't glow when we go on them, because we don't have any 5-star or 4-star items that this goddess wants. This one doesn't have any 3-star... we don't have any 3-star items that this one wants either. But we can offer this. So what will please Druida will offend Frail. So this Frail boon to give you a slight chance that your harvest will yield 2 items will cause only 1 fruit or berry to be collected from each tree or bush every time. Or for the entire week, I think, actually. You'll only get one piece of fruit or berry. And likewise, if we wanted to collect multiple berries, we'd only get a single crop yield. And that's interesting because I'm not sure if we offer this one, because there's not a counter one, we don't get the curse, but I think we do. So crops take an additional day to grow, or medium chance for any collected fruit to yield 2. This one's all to do with like growth and stuff. We're not really growing much right now. We're mostly collecting things off trees. So we'll go for the berry yield, because we don't have seeds effectively. So then we'll flip and go to the next 2 goddesses, which are Hylas and Naida. So chickens lay an extra egg. We don't own any chickens. Low chance to find seeds from grass cut with a sickle. Ooh. Oh yeah, that's actually my favourite. I get this one all the time. And we do actually have 5-star items for Hylas. Free resurrection in combat. Or all children in the household become frogs. Oh my god. Baby's unlikely. Fish spawn rate increased. Well, we're a child, so we're not having any babies. But we are fishing. So maybe that one would be good for now. Because we're not growing anything either. Oh. Oh, there isn't any 4-star. All my apples are 5-star. Oh dear. So this would actually be the best one to do. I guess we can always stock up on seeds. That's kind of my main way to get seeds, is to chop grass anyway, because you can only buy so much from shops, unless you want to journey around the entire map. Cheery Sun. This is the Aurora boon against the Morwenna curse. Gain more friendship points when interacting with villagers during sunny weather. That would be good, because we're actually in spring and there's a lot of sunny weather. And the pet combat ability recharge time is increased. Or we can regain an arrow. So these are basically combat based. These are harvest based mostly. And these are like farming based and friend based, like community based. Mostly. So we may as well do this, because we don't have pet combat abilities, because we're not doing combat yet. For this next week, anyway. So there you go. There's all our boons and our curses. You can't get one without the other. And it's, again, I can't believe I didn't realise, oh, all, you know, why is it only showing me 3 fucking goddesses? Because there they all are. Druida, Moena, Hylas. I'm not going to read them all out. Cool. Oh, we can also buy more stuff. Wheat seeds. Feed my pig. Hey. Oh, strawberry, gassy apple, pear. Let me just check my inventory, actually. 14 strawberry, 4 gassy apple, and then 7 pear. So I have enough strawberries and pears. Well, I need a couple more pears. Gassy apples are kind of a crapshoot. Just gives us one whenever. So yeah, that's Druida Day. Druida Day at the end of the month becomes very different. It gets to do a lot more with this dude right here. So that's kind of the point I wanted to get to. Ooh! Racing's on. Oh, pig racing. I don't have a lot of money, but yeah, screw it, why not? Should we go with Porky Rossi instead of Porco Rosso? Miss Piggleton, Old Boar, or Sandwich? They're blue too. I've not seen a blue pig in this game before. I like the look of this Miss Piggleton. Why not? Go, Miss Piggleton! Oh, she's doing it! Oh, she keeps getting tired. She's doing it! Oh, we're gonna do it! It reminds me of the horse racing games in, like, arcades. Oh, shit. Porky's catching up. I won that, right? Miss Piggleton won, I think? That was by a... Oh, no! It was! Porky Rossi just, like, snuck in. Oh, that sucked, yo. Screw you. Need a bunch of items. What do you want? Wants 14 tomatoes and more gassy apples. Oh my goodness, everyone wants gassy apples. I don't like hampered quests either. They're always like a bunch of like 4 items. I accepted one. It was the first quest I accepted from a townsfolk on my other playthrough that I've got like, I don't know, I want to say like 40 hours on. No, I don't think it's that much. Oh, look at the doggy. Still there, little puppy. But I'm quite deep into it. I'm making money, and I'm in the combat and everything. And he wants like 99 apples, and I can't do it. I don't have that many spare apples ever. Kinda ridiculous. And it's Ichabod Moon as well, the shopkeeper, asshole. Let's take Truffles home. Here we are, back on Willowdale Farm. I got seeds, I think, actually. No, I don't. Oh dear. Oh, but I did get a jar for honey. There we go. Why do you think Uncle Bill picked us to come here? Was it just luck? Is it because we're twins? Or is there something else going on that not even Uncle Bill knows about? Weird. Who could possibly know? I believe we can make a jam. Yeah. Blueberry jam. Takes 2 blueberries. I think jam's actually one of the ones that needs... Yeah, the heat needs to be watched on this one. So we'll chop up these blueberries. And we got to watch the heat. Can't let it get too low or too high. Watch the... Trying to watch the heat meter simultaneously while I'm doing this. You can't let it get cold either. So you use the left the L1 and right one to manage the heat on the thermos, the little knob in the bottom of the pan. That was pretty good. Got high scent and charm. And the reason it was only 2 stars is because our ingredients weren't very high quality. Let's bring truffles back home. So yeah, you can run a lot of things. You can run like a pig farm, a sheep farm. There's a blacksmith, an alchemist, a general shop. We've not been to the alchemist actually. You could be like a great cook and just sell all your food to people. It's pretty good. It's only 1 p.m. Let me see what Twig needs. Oh, well, I can just go to the menu. That I was not aware of. Where are we? I'm not sure what menu it is. Oh, God, I gotta find it again now. How did I get to that last time? Inventory? No. Oh, it was the select button. The select button. So skills. So you need 5 1-star pond lurkers and 5 salmon. Which I forget where to get salmon actually. And these are all 2-star. Oh, I have a 2. Oh. I have 1 2-star pike. I'm sure you can get better rods too, but I've yet to find any other rods than the starter rod. So that's kind of where I'm at. The pacing's a little weird. This is kind of why I preempted the video by saying, oh, by the way, we're going to take this really slowly. There might be lulls in the commentary. There's a lot of reading. We're just going to kind of soak into it with you know, taking our time with the combat and the shopkeeping, etc., etc. Because it all kind of comes at very strange times. A bit of a weird pace. But it is meant to be a game that you just kind of sink into and immerse, which I've been doing a lot after work. I either come on this or Skyrim, and I just kind of live in those worlds while I'm, you know, playing them after tiring day of work. I think it's a really good game for that. I think it sort of, you know, finds a bit of a balance between something like Skyrim and Stardew Valley. Sugar plum. Gnomes and fairies never glum when they pick the sugar plum. I think I have 2 sugar plum locations. But yeah, I definitely reckon there's a lot of thought to it. There's still a lot that we've not discovered yet. I mean, this isn't even the end of the tutorial. It's got like another week left. Although I'd say for the second week, we are left much more to our own devices than saying, oh, go get this from town, go check that, go speak to this person. But we have a story crescendo to build up to. But yeah, we've been recording for nearly 3 hours. So I will call it there for this first week in the land of Quill on Kynseed. Let me know how you're liking it. What you think of the game. I'm sure, you know, Pixel Count Studios would be happy to hear. I know a lot of people have downloaded it, but I don't see a lot of people playing it or talking about it. So I think it deserves its you know, due rights, because they were working on it for like 6 years. So it was a big project, and it's kind of crazy to think about that it was 5 or 6 years ago that I played the prototype, because it doesn't actually seem that long ago, but we did lose about 2 or 3 years of the world, where we all just kind of lay comatose for 2 years waiting for life to restart. So, and especially, you know, getting it out and carrying on working on it through the pandemic. So that couldn't have helped things, but I think visually it's turned out really nice. It's very relaxing to play. The systems are unique. I can see how they can be kind of difficult to grasp, or at times it's like, I can't be bothered doing this weird system. I'd rather just do something simpler, like the way you cook in Skyrim, where you just pick ingredients and throw them all together, rather than have to do mini games. But I really like them. It's a nice break. I think that's the distinguishment between playing this or Skyrim for me. If I come and I'm like, I want to immerse. If I come home and I'm like, I want to immerse, I want my brain to be somewhere else, I will play Kynseed. Whereas if I'm like, I just want to fucking zone out, I don't want my brain to be anywhere, I just want to follow instructions and shit, I'll play Skyrim. Because they're the two like major games I'm playing in my free time right now. And Windcraft with friends. Maybe I'll make a video if they don't mind being on, you know, in the game. Of just fucking around. I don't know. Let me know. But yeah, I hope you're enjoying Kynseed. I will continue to play it because it's not a thing that's relying on viewer feedback. It's just something I'm gonna relax to, read, you know, all the proverbs and the books and stuff, and just take my time with it. Make it a lot more of a relaxing endeavor on this channel. So I hope you can join me for that. Thank you so much for watching this first part of Kynseed, and I will see you in whatever it is I play next.